Need an oil change? Make it a Valvoline Instant Oil Change.
If you've been injured in an accident, Jacoby and Myers will go to bat for you and fight for the justice you deserve. With over 50 years of experience in the field and the trust of tens of thousands of clients, Jacoby and Myers has the winning record you want on your side. Jacoby and Myers handles every case with the same level of care, and your case matters at Jacoby and Myers, the official law firm of the Los Angeles Dodgers. For a free consultation, call 1-800-5-MILLION today. Jacoby and Myers, let the big league lawyers fight for you.
Don't miss the President's Day event at all 44 Southern California Chevy dealers. Hurry in for amazing offers on all models, including the brand new Equinox. Right now, qualified lessees with a current eligible lease can get a 2025 Equinox LT for around $249 a month for 36 months with $45.72 due at signing. Visit your local Chevy dealer or shop now at SoCalChevy.com. Your payments may vary. Must show proof of current lease. Take new retail delivery by 3/3/25. Call 844-55-CHEVY or see dealer for details. The President's Day event is going on now. Hurry to your Southern California Chevy dealer for big sales.
How does one of baseball's most celebrated plays connect to one of baseball's most notorious curses? Through a cross-country move, an earthquake, and the Men of Steel? Find out on Hall of Fame Connections.
It was a defensive play so iconic that we simply call it the catch.
This is the glove Willie Mays had when he made that catch. This is great.
But let me touch it for a second.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oakland pitcher Dave Stewart was named the World Series MVP.
It really comes from like the kings of Siam would give their courtiers white elephants, which were sacred animals, and they'd be too expensive again to maintain, would put them into financial ruin.
They need to know this story. That's amazing.
No.
Sure your location services are enabled on your
No.
Can I play it?
Go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, it is.
You figure it out.
You figure it out.
But haven't they proven that during twilight, it being dark already, isn't it more
for us to kind of see somebody wearing a different uniform and play some baseball?
Yeah, and start with a bang. Yoshinobu Yamamoto on the mound. What are you hoping to see from him today?
You know what? I think from Yoshi, I think he's really excited. He looks great. Just go out there, attack. It's going to be fastball, curveball, slider, split. Hopefully he gets into that second inning. So hopefully it's enough.
Good luck today, and thank you so much.
All right, take care.
All right, Dave Roberts in his 10th year now.
Curveball, slider, split.
He was able to do. I think he made really some transition to understand the hitters. They were new to him. Hitters, yeah, they learned a little bit. But if you start to look at that split finger fastball and the movement that it had, and then the fact that he can do surgery from 60 feet, 6 inches away, and that surgery in the strike zone, he's something to watch.
Went through the adjustment period last year, spent some time on the IL, but in the postseason, especially in the World Series, he was dynamite.
And the other part, too, is he appeared to be very calm, cool, and collective. It didn't matter the situation, didn't matter who it was, and that splitter, well, if you can follow it and hit it, congratulations.
Yoshinobu Yamamoto get his first taste of the opponent, and he will see this same opponent on March 18th. Yamamoto will be the opening day starter against the Cubs in Tokyo. And the Cubs line up this way under manager Craig Counsell. Vidal Brujan is the center fielder. Former Dodger Michael Bush bats second. Moises Ballesteros, and then Kevin Alcantara. Nicky Lopez Former White Sox infielder. Now at shortstop, Reese McGuire. Behind the plate, Franklin, Workman, and Triantos round out the rest of the Cubs lineup. And Counsell now in his second year managing Chicago after a very successful stint with Milwaukee.
And how strange was it that Counsell came over and success with Milwaukee? Well, Counsell went to Chicago and Milwaukee went to postseason play.
First pitch of 2025 fouled off, strike one. And Mookie Betts starting at short, and he's done a lot of offseason work concentrating solely on shortstop. So Mookie will get the start in the opener today. And this one fouled away, 0-2. To Vidal Brujan, the center fielder.
Tim, it's going to be interesting to watch. We got to look at Mookie Betts. But now with the new second baseman and Kim over there, they have been working really hard in trying to make that transition. Is they need to be able to understand what the other guy is even thinking. And this is a whole new experience for Kim to come over.
A 1-2 pitch from Yamamoto, and Brujan strikes out. That ball darting down and in. And Yamamoto begins his Cactus League season with a punch-out.
Well, we're going to see a lot of the pitchers, and we may see 9 on each side, maybe even more than that. But the movement earlier on, I mean, there's some pitchers that say, look, on a given day early in spring, are you going to work on one particular pitch or another?
Well, Michael Busch, he saw Yamamoto from the other side last year. Strike one to Busch. So right after the turn of the year last year, the Cubs got Busch. Probably a good thing for Michael because he wasn't blocked really as he was here in the Dodger organization. Just wasn't going to have many opportunities at third or first base. But the regular first baseman now for the Cubs. And he lines one softly into left field for a base hit.
Difficult for players also when you're in a logjam, and maybe the only chance you have to play if the guy that has that number one spot has the flu for a couple of days.
Busch is aboard with one out. Moises Ballesteros will come up. See, the first baseman over there is David Bodie, a former Cub. And he is playing first for the Dodgers this afternoon. Ballesteros fouls this pitch away. This is the time in spring training when we get started, the first few games where you're going to learn some new names and some different names. And you might say, I didn't know that guy was over here. But a lot of guys will play in the next couple of days especially. It could be a very short outing for Yamamoto today. Pitch is in the dirt to Ballesteros. Count is 1-1. Dave Roberts telling us it could be just one inning today. Depending on how efficient that one inning is, he could go to 2.
Well, he knows exactly when he has to deliver the big pitch. You mentioned he will pitch for the Dodgers when they play against the Cubs in Tokyo. And those games count for the regular season.
Cubs, by the way, are going to be the home team in both of those games. It won't be 1-1. So the Dodgers will play as the road team in Tokyo. Pitch up high, taken for a ball. 2 balls and 1 strike.
Well, this could be an interesting season, obviously, every year for teams. But for Craig Counsell, you're talking about him coming over from Milwaukee. Well, the Cubs last year, they fell below 500 on the 6th of June. They did not get above that 500 mark until the end of August.
That popped up, shallow right. Drifting back is Ha-Seong Kim. And Kim makes the catch, his first action. Kim, a star in the KBO.
Well, you got some up close and personal recommendations on pronunciation of his name as well.
I did, and I went and talked to his interpreter, Dean Kim, today, and he was with Ha-Seong, and we went over it, and I said, let me hear you say it. Now listen to how I say it. Did I say it right? Yep. So that's how they want it. Even though there's a Y in the first part of it, H-Y-E, it's pronounced H-E-H.
So the Y is silent.
Right. Silent Y. So Ha-Seong is how they prefer it to be pronounced. There's a shot to right field. That's slicing and getting down. And over there to play it, Teoscar Hernandez. Bush around second. He's on his way to third. And with 2 outs, the Cubs have runners at the corners.
You know, one of the things we're also going to be looking at, Teoscar Hernandez. If you look over the last number of years, how many assists he's had throwing from the outfield? Well, now he's going to the strong side. And by strong side, we're talking about you're going to have the longer throws from right field. So with Betts moving to shortstop, you're moving the cannon of the arm, Teoscar Hernandez, to right field.
I'll tell you, Oscar, what a year last year.
And what a signing to get him back this year.
2 down. Alcantara with the hit. He's at first. Now Nicky Lopez, left-handed batter. He takes a strike. And if you're just tuning in, whether it's on TV or radio, this is a radio TV simulcast. We'll do a lot of these during spring training. So if you listen on radio, you might miss a few things you'd normally hear on radio in terms of description. But TV, you might hear a little bit more description than you normally would. So trying to find that happy medium. But either way, you'll have the score and who's up, and listen to Rick Monday teach you about baseball.
Well, it's going to be interesting when we do that simulcast, especially on the radio side, when we're going to be talking about and looking at the ABS system.
So the challenge system is in effect today. First major league game that's ever been used in is today. We don't expect to see a lot of it early on, but we've got some numbers to tell you about from surveys taken through AAA last year. We've got the rules and regulations. We'll give you all that as we go along today. So the ABS, which stands for automatic ball strike system, is in effect for this game here this afternoon. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 down, 2 on. No score. Yamamoto's pitch. Tapped foul. And so this is what will be used today. Each team will have 2 challenges, and if they're successful with the challenge, they get to keep it. In AAA last year, there were 3 per game, but for this test, it's going to be 2. Only the batter, pitcher, or catcher can challenge, and you can't get any help from the dugout. You know, somebody from the dugout can't yell, "Hey, challenge that." Otherwise, the umpire can deny the challenge, and they must be made immediately after the call. And when it does happen, we're going to show you a graphic on television. There's a runner going from first to second. Ball slapped toward the left field line. That ball's going to drop foul. Eddie Rosario was chasing after it, but the ball just landed foul. And everyone will go back.
A game of inches at times. The ABS, yes, the challenge has to be immediate unless there is a play that could possibly, for example, if there is a strike or a ball that's called on the batter and the runner at first was going to second, if there's a play on that runner, you have to let that play go ahead and finish before then you can really impose the challenge. So there's a couple of twists and turns. The guys that have played in the minor league level understand it pretty well. It's the guys that have been in the big league level, and for the rest of us too, haven't seen it daily, we're going to have to learn about it.
Yamamoto stretching the pitch, swing and a miss. He got him as he zipped the fastball by him. 2 strikeouts in the inning for Yoshinobu Yamamoto as he whiffs Nicky Lopez here. Nothing across for the Cubs, and the Dodgers coming to bat.
California's #1 casino just got better. Yamaha Resort and Casino.
damn how close you are with that assistant. Stuff like this you get from your team, man.
Yeah.
Especially when you're in the season.
In the season, and also when you have so many medical professionals.
Hunter Fiducia. Hassan Kim will bat. Most of the action that Poteet had last year was in AAA Scranton. And Mookie coming off a season where he missed about 2 months due to an injury. And hit .289 when it was all said and done. 19 home runs, 75 runs batted in. Fouls this one away.
Betts just amazing in what he can do, both sides of the baseball. Offense, defense. Remember last year he was going to start at second base. It's going to be Gavin Lux at short. Well, during spring training that changed. Betts went over to short. Lux went to second. And now Lux has gone to Cincinnati.
Mookie ahead in the count, 3 balls and a strike. Mookie waits, and Poteet out of the stretch, first base out of the rubber delivers. And that is low and inside, and Mookie has drawn a walk.
Tim, I made this comment last year, and I remember someone asked me about it. And I said, well, many things you're doing as a player. I mean, you're reconditioning your arm, you're reconditioning your legs, you're trying to retrain this. And the other part, too, I feel strongly about this. From a hitter standpoint, retrain your eyes to follow the baseball and pick it up as soon as you can, release point.
Let's see, swinging and missing, nothing in one.
And the first couple of games, the position players have not been in camp, very long. And to try and get into the repetition, following the pitches.
Here's the 0-1 pitch. Inside, 1 ball, 1 strike.
The other thing we discovered about Max Muncy is that Dave Roberts had a discussion with the guys about the ABS and how we're going to challenge and everything else. However, everybody had the green light except one. And he's at home plate right now. That being Max Muncy.
And he was told not to challenge, and he just challenged.
Yeah. so here we go.
The Cubs challenged that one, so it wasn't Max, so he's off the hook.
Yeah.
The home plate umpire, Tony Randazzo. Here's what it looked like. So it was a strike. So the Cubs challenged it. I'm guessing that it was the catcher, Reese McGuire.
Well, good. We see it in the very first inning.
There you go. So they keep their challenges. They still have 2 remaining. You still have 2 as long as you keep winning them. So it's now 0-2 to Muncy. The pitch fouled back. Yeah, but Dave was talking to the press corps today, and the question was asked, what did you tell your players about the system, and is there anybody you don't want to use it? And he said right away, yeah, Max Muncy. And he started smiling and laughing. He said, we don't want Max to use it.
Yeah.
He said, Max questions enough pitches, we don't need him to use it. That one is low, and he's right there. 1 ball and 2 strikes. So it looked like Poteet actually was the one challenging. Watch, he'll put his hand up on his head. Right there. That's the signal to challenge. You got to tell the home plate umpire. And then he'll turn around, and strike 3 called on Muncy. He's out, 1 down.
And no challenge on that one. I mean, Major League Baseball is here. They have representatives. We have some people to our right. There's an umpire supervisor. And we're trying to figure out, okay, what happens now? How does this system work? The implication of it, and to get the players aware of how this system is going to continue.
Teoscar Hernandez with 1 out. Mookie Betts at first. Bottom of the first inning. Teoscar fouls it away. So now you've seen it. As it goes on, they tighten it up. I have seen it a couple of times at the AAA level, and it's pretty tight the way they do it. It happens fairly rapidly, but first impression.
Well, I'm telling you, I'm impressed. The very first inning of the very first game. This is the only game in baseball. The Cubs and Dodgers starting earlier than anyone else. So we see how the challenge system works in the very first inning. And it's going to improve as far as the time and understanding of it for all of us.
The graphic that you saw on the television side is the same graphic that they will show in the stadiums. It'll be pretty much the same time, or close to the same time, that when the fans in the stands see it, people at home will get the chance to see it also. 0-2 to Teoscar. Takes up high, and it's 1-2.
Very quickly, one of the things we learned in the conference call with Major League Baseball about the ABS, it's not where the ball crosses the front part of the plate, the closest to the pitcher. It's the middle of the plate. So if you go from the front edge towards the pitcher, the back edge towards the catcher, it's the middle.
Right. And what may change in the future if the ABS does indeed make it to the regular season, and it's not going to be there this year. This is just a test this spring training. But the box that you see on TV, the ball strike box, that's measured from the front of the plate. So that's a little different.
Yeah. Well, I still have some issues with the interpretation of that.
There's a bouncing ball to third. That's one-handed by Gage Workman, who throws on to first. And that's going to take care of that. Double play ends the inning. No score after one in Glendale.
Download the iHeartRadio app and listen to AM 570 LA Sports.
Anywhere, anytime.
Anywhere in the world.
Premier America Credit Union makes every day smoother with Premier Plus checking. No monthly fees, high dividends, and easy access to your funds. Visit premieramerica.com/earn more. Federally insured by NCU.
Pop quiz. How do you go from Captain Clutch to the Iron Horse through a milestone and a marathon? The answer is on Hall of Fame Connections.
The captain, Derek Sanderson Jeter, is one of the winningest players in Major League history. He was wearing these very batting gloves when he notched one of those most memorable hits, the 3,000th of his career.
Are we supposed to spit in them like they do the batting gloves?
No spitting. This is a non-spitting museum.
3,000! History with an exclamation point!
He's just the second player in history whose 3,000th hit was a home run. The first was a former teammate from the Yankees' 1996 World Series championship team. But before he began his Cooperstown-bound career, Boggs would cross paths with another future Hall of Famer. September 6, 1995, the Iron Man played his 2,131st consecutive game, surpassing the unbreakable record of the Iron Horse.
Now that's how you pass the torch. Catch every episode of Hall of Fame Connections on MLB.tv and discover your own connections to the game at baseballhall.org.
Away as Yamamoto starts the second inning. That was just his 20th pitch of the game. So one down. The Cubs here to start the second inning.
Well, interesting note. We talk about building up arm strength, and if we look at what Yamamoto did in the first inning, for example, last year he averaged on the fastball 95.5 miles an hour. First inning he topped out at just above 96.
Facing Christian Franklin, the left fielder. Right-handed batter takes high. 1-0. Yesterday, Yamamoto threw a bullpen session. More of a touch and feel session, really. Just wanted to see how things were coming off of his fingertips. And he threw on the mounds over by the clubhouse yesterday. Getting ready for this start. 1-1, hit well to center field. James Outman will backpedal, get in position. He'll make the catch. And there are two gone.
For Outman, this is a very big year for James Outman. From an offensive standpoint, he just kind of got lost last year. And boy, at a young age, you get that lonely feeling and you start to battle against yourself as well. But he has changed the swing. And hopefully we're going to see a little bit of a difference. He will lead off in the bottom of the second inning for the Dodgers.
Gage Workman, number 8 hitter for the Cubs, third baseman, facing Yamamoto. 2 outs quickly. Pitch is fouled back. It's 1-1.
Well, that's a good pitch. You get a breaking ball in on the hands. That's hard. Yamamoto, we talked about making adjustments. I thought he was a very good observer last year. And by that, I'm talking about reading the swings. Did a hitter have trouble with the ball inside? Well, if you do, you double up on it. Does he have trouble with the fastball? Well, if you can't get around with the fastball, why would you slow something down and throwing something that then you can catch up with?
Here's Yama's 1-2. That's the opposite way for a base hit down the left field line. And Workman take a big turnaround first. He'll stop there. Good throw in there from Rosario to Kim at second base. And a 2-out single for Workman. That brings us to James Triantos, the second baseman, next.
So didn't handle the ball inside, but boy, he was right on it and stayed with the ball going away from him.
So that's going to do it for Yamamoto. 27 pitches, an inning and 2/3 today, 2 strikeouts. And his first spring training start is in the books as he prepares for the opener in Tokyo. Pitching change.
Don't miss the President's Day event at all 44 Southern California Chevy dealers. Hurry in for amazing offers on all models, including the brand new Equinox. Right now, qualified lessees with a current eligible lease can get a 2025 Equinox LT for around $249 a month for 36 months with $45.72 due at signing. Visit your local Chevy dealer or shop now at SoCalChevy.com.
How does one of baseball's most celebrated plays connect to one of baseball's most notorious curses? Through a cross-country move, an earthquake, and the menace.
Out of the inning, so an inning and a half done at Camelback Ranch. No score.
AM 570 LA Sports.
If you've been injured in an accident, Jacoby and Myers will go to bat for you and fight for the justice you deserve. With over 50 years of experience in the field and the trust of tens of thousands of clients, Jacoby and Myers has the winning record you want on your side. Jacoby and Myers handles every case with a...
How do you go from a wonder of the ancient world to the modern-day world champs to the Civil War, cricket, and a mythological origin story? Find out on Hall of Fame Connections. And whether it's the World Series or
James last year in Oklahoma City hit 279, that is, but 147 with a big club. He swings and fouls this one away. Had a chance to visit with James yesterday for quite a while in the clubhouse. And I said, how long did you shut it down for after the season last year? He said, maybe a week. And then he went right back to work.
He's a go-getter.
Yeah.
He's a terrific young man. He's got wonderful ability. But he just, I mentioned before, he just got lost at home plate there for a while. And that's a lonely feeling.
Pitch inside.
I mean, you know what you're trying to do. You can work on it in batting practice day after day after day, and then it's still, as he's hit by the pitch, it's still one of those things is that you have to be able to accomplish it during the game. And it's difficult to catch up.
I guess that was inside. It caught the edge of the sleeve of his jersey, and he wasn't even sure at first, but he's sent down to first base. So Outman hit by a pitch. Now Eddie Rosario is up. Rosario, the veteran, seen him around with the opposition a number of times. But the Dodgers signed him to a minor league contract very recently. And he gets the start here in the first one today. So he's here to perhaps add some depth to the outfield. He has been with the Twins. Remember, he was with the Twins for quite a while. Also the Braves and the Nationals.
The Dodgers have a lot of people suited up. In fact, it's standing room only in their third base dugout. Boy, you talk about a sea of blue jerseys.
If you want a seat, you need a reservation.
Hey, you better tip the maitre d' on the way in.
0-2 pitch to Rosario. Pitched it back to the screen. Still 0-2. Scoreless here in the bottom of the second inning.
That's a herd right there.
Well, that's a dugout on February 20th.
Yes. And we may see half of those guys in this ball game before it's over.
That's very true. Nobody out. James Outman is at first base. And Rosario waiting. Poteet delivers. And this ball smashed to right center deep. Heading back after it, Brujan's to the track. It is gone. A home run for Rosario. And the Dodgers strike first today. It's 2-0. Eddie Rosario, the newcomer, with a 2-run shot.
And he did it with 2 strikes. Rosario over the years has had that swing, that impact here and there, and trying to string it right together. If you're trying to catch the attention of a new ball club that you're with, this is the way to do it. With 2 strikes, gets the breaking ball. Not a particularly good breaking ball on top of that. A much better swing, however.
Well, the Dodgers taking advantage with 2 strikes. Remember, Outman was 0-2 before he was hit by the pitch, or his jersey was hit by the pitch. And Rosario was down at 1 point, 0-2 before he hits the 2-run homer. With a 2-0 lead in the second inning. And David Bodie, former third baseman with the Cubs, playing first base. Filling in for Freddie Freeman right now. Freeman will get off to a later start. Although I watched Freddie yesterday take live BP. He's swinging the bat like always. There's a shot to right field on an opposite field single for Bodie. Runner aboard, nobody out.
How do you explain, by the way, with Freddie Freeman, as injured as he was with the ankle in postseason, how on earth was he able to play at the level that he presented? Amazing.
Broke his ribs.
Yeah,
playing with broken ribs.
Yep.
He had the finger issue for a long time, and never really did much for it. They said it was hard to hit with a pad on his finger, so he took it off and just played through the pain. Hunter Fiducia, the catcher out of LSU, made his big league debut last year with the Dodgers. On 4 for 12 in the big leagues. Had a good year at AAA in Oklahoma City. On the corner for a strike.
Dodgers showing some offense and also showing some patience. Yes, it helps to have a hit by pitch and then an 0-2 pitch hanging curveball for a home run. But 4 of the first 6 Dodger hitters have reached base in this game.
This one slamming to right center. That's going to be down for a hit. Bodie rounding second on his way to third. Fiducia trying for 2. Here comes the throw. It is offline. He's in with a stand-up double. And the Dodgers, with nobody out, have runners at second and third on a double by Hunter Fiducia.
And 5 of the first 7 hitters have now reached base.
That's going to do it, you'd think, for Poteet here. As there will be a parade of pitchers to the mound today for both teams. Maybe he's going to stay. I think they might want to see how far he can go in this inning. So apparently the Cub plan with nobody warming in the bullpen was to have him get through 2. Now they've got somebody up just starting to throw. So they have to buy some time. Poteet, 30-year-old out of UCLA, hometown El Cajon. And now he'll face Ha-Seong Kim. He was a star in the KBO last year. .326 average, 11 homers and 75 runs batted in, but he's batting here with the infield drawn in. As time goes on, we'll tell you a lot more about Ha-Seong Kim. He's a tremendous player in Korea. Takes outside. 1 ball, 1 strike to Kim.
Dodger coaching staff and the hitters have been also working with Kim, trying to work out a couple of different things, nuances that they feel are going to help him and hit here in the United States. Different type of pitching, more power pitching possibly. Not a lot of power.
Really good infielder. 4 times he's won a Gold Glove. 4 straight years.
Yeah, and the first one was a shortstop. Then they moved him to second base. Right. Found out something also. He was taking fly balls in center field this morning in one of the backfields, and that is a possibility. And maybe not just at second base. Could move over to shortstop occasionally.
Pitch up high to Kim. Now a full count.
Yeah, you gave me that look out of the corner of your eye. I said he took fly balls in center field.
I say you have sources everywhere.
I have sources.
You got people.
Yeah, I know a guy.
Here's the payoff. And a little number down the third base side. Runners stay put, throw to first, and they just get him. Nobody out, nobody running. So Bodie stays at third base. Talks to Dino Ebel, third base coach.
Also, it's a very thoughtful base running right there, too.
And here's a guy a lot of people are anxious to see, and that's Dalton Rushing. Catcher by trade, had some time in left field last year in AAA. Some work there. They're going to work him a little over at first base, too. One of the top prospects in all of baseball, Dalton Rushing. 0-1, a swing and a miss.
What I hear about Rushing, he's just mature beyond his years as far as understanding hitting. Maybe at this stage of his career than you see a lot of other younger players.
A 1 pitch to Rushing, cut and a miss. Out of Louisville. Before Louisville, he was in Brighton, Tennessee. Dodgers' 2nd-round pick in 2022. There's Betts waiting for his second turn. 2-0 Dodgers. Eddie Rosario with a 2-run homer this inning. And the dirt gets past the catcher, Reese McGuire, and into scores David Bodie. It is 3-0.
Setting up outside, the ball inside. Well, once you get down the knee, we're seeing more and more catchers around baseball that are doing it, but you're sitting outside as a runner at third, anticipating every pitch, and for Bodie's able to score, but catchers, sometimes you're just not able to shift over and block the ball.
1-2 pitches high, 2-2. There's Fiducia at third base, 1 out, so the infield will play in, expecting Fiducia to perhaps run on contact. Two pitch now to Rushing. Outside, 3-2. But it was 0-2 with the wild pitch. Again, 0-2 hit by a pitch, 0-2, and then Rosario with a home run. So Dodgers have taken Poteet deep into the count and made the most of it so far. Poteet stretching, and now we'll deliver the 3-2. That's high and outside, ball 4. Runners at the corners for Mookie Betts.
Yeah, you get the idea that Poteet is right at the end of the rope, and that's exactly where it is. He's been moving around a lot of pitches, backing up bases on top of it in his first outing.
Well, Craig Counsell making the trip out, and he's just pointed to the right field bullpen. 24 pitches just this inning for Cody Poteet, the starter, who has been lifted here in the bottom of the second inning. Eddie Rosario launches this one for the first Cactus League home run for the Dodgers.
Hey, this is Adrian Gonzalez. Daniels Jewelers is a proud sponsor of the Trip Around the Diamond and your family jeweler since 1948. Mention home run at any of their stores to receive a free team bracelet and $50 off any purchase of $99 or more. And don't forget, everyone is approved for credit at Daniels.
How can you go from a South Carolina trailblazer through a tour of the Far East to a Venezuelan's bid for perfection in the Motor City? Find out on Hall of Fame Connections.
Following in the footsteps of those legends named Robinson meant that Dobie didn't always get the attention or the credit that he deserved.
Baseball can be a little bit different, and things aren't always perfect, right?
Biz, born James Raleigh Mackey, was a member of the 1923 Hilldale Club that won the first ever Eastern Colored League championship.
This was reality for these players, and speaks of the segregation, a very somber time.
In 1927, Biz Mackey took part in a 48-game tour of Japan. The 1927 tour was initiated by Japanese-American baseball pioneer Kenichi Zenemura. Years later, during World War II, Zenemura was forced to sell all his belongings and relocate to the Gila River incarceration camp.
They're being denied their freedom, but baseball provides hope, and it gives them an expression of what it is to be an American.
You realize the gravity of the situation, and baseball is that which transcends all of it.
So in 2006, the Tucson Sidewinders, a AAA team for the Arizona Diamondbacks, commemorated that high school game that had been.
Poteet. One man is out, runners at the corners, and Mookie Betts up. Mookie walked in the first. Raced as part of a double play. Takes a strike here. Between Knoxville and Iowa last year. 38 games for Lee. 3-2 record. And there's a ground ball towards short. That'll be flipped on to second for one. And the throw offline, but the tag is made by Michael Busch. And the double play ends the inning. The Dodgers pick up 3 runs on 3 hits, including the home run from Eddie Rosario.
LA's best sports star. That's a good endorsement there.
AM 570 LA Sports.
Everyone deserves a fast and reliable connection. One that helps better their everyday through the things they value most. Friends and family, education and career. A connection that opens pathways to opportunity and builds roads to a better future.
Popcorn.
Jack's new crispy boneless wings for $6.99. Yamamoto finished for the afternoon. He'll head back to the clubhouse here, inning and 2/3. Just 3 hits, no runs, 2 strikeouts on 27 pitches. So his first day of work is under his belt. Here's Bobby Miller backing him up now, as the Dodgers will run out the right-hander. It's the top of the order. Vidal Brujan, the former Marlin outfielder, now playing center field for the Cubs. Yamamoto struck him out to start the ball game. And Bobby trying to rebound from what for him was a subpar year last year. Had to spend some time in AAA. Also had a couple of starts at Rancho.
They showed signs of not being 100%. There was a drop-off in velocity, and also there was a drop-off in the strike percentage that was thrown.
Remember against the Cardinals when he had his first game last year, how good he was?
Oh.
He was tremendous. Went 6 innings, struck out 11. Did not give up a run, only allowed 2 hits. And I think that piggybacked off the season he had before. People were saying, all right, this is what we're going to get out of him all the time. Things just didn't work out, so as they sometimes don't go exactly the same every year.
Well, hitters also make adjustments. They understand. I've always felt it's easier for pitchers to maybe find out about hitters than the hitters to find out about the various pitchers. That's a one-sided thought process, but for Miller, I mean, he struggled. And I think he fell into a pattern, too, is that he tried to overthrow the ball at times and use that as a big weapon, and it was detrimental to really effectiveness.
Full count pitch, 97-mile-an-hour heater. It's fouled back. Well, glad you're with us today, no matter where you happen to be taking in Dodger baseball, whether it's on the radio somewhere, or TV somewhere around the country, or in Southern California. Along with Rick Monday, I'm Tim Neverett. Kirsten Watson is with us as well. Vidal Brujan will take a walk down to first base, so Bobby walks his first man.
Well, let me back up what we were just talking about. First pitch strike percentage. If you look at Bobby Miller, you mentioned 2023. It was 65% of the time he threw first pitch strike. So he was ahead. What about last year? Well, it dropped off 54%.
Here's Michael Busch. Runner goes. Throw down by Fiducia. Mookie puts the tag on him and did not have the baseball. So Brujan is safe. A stolen base.
Miller takes a little extra time getting the ball to his catcher.
Ball tailed a little bit.
Remember last year too is that the obstruction call from infielders, and they're taking a different position now in order to receive the throw from the catcher.
Pitch to Busch. That's a ball.
But with the replay, it just strongly behooves you as an infielder on any tag play possibility. If you have the baseball, can hold on to the baseball, stay with the tag in case the runner comes off the bag, because you have the ability of having the review. Doesn't matter if you come off by 1 inch or 1.5 feet or 5 feet. If you come off the base, if you're tagged off the base, you're out.
2-0 fouled back, 2-1. Well, you saw Mookie took it in front of the bag. A lot more infielders doing that. A lot of infield instructors would have told middle infielders to straddle the bag, catch the ball, bring it straight down, because it takes less time to catch it out in front of the bag and then reach back to make the tag. But you've got to do that now to avoid the obstruction. Oh boy, Bobby hit in the head. Oh my goodness. That ball goes into foul territory, but a comebacker from Busch hit Bobby Miller, and he is down, and he'll be attended to right away. Oh my goodness.
It is so dangerous, and it's something that we overlook. The good thing is that Bobby Miller is up on one knee. Over the years, we have seen pitchers get hit. I think of Tazashii a number of years ago when he was with the Dodgers at Dodger Stadium. A line drive back to him, and the ball came all the way back to the warning track behind home plate. And talking to some of the wonderful positions the Dodgers have is that you want a glancing blow to where the ball goes well off, and this is just frightening.
Bobby's going to come out. He's standing up and he's walking off on his own. That ball came off the bat of Michael Busch at 106 miles per hour. And he was struck in the head from less than 60 feet away. So Bobby Miller leaving the ball game, and wish him the best here. We'll take a timeout. 3-0 Dodgers, top of the third.
Don't miss the President's Day event at all 44 Southern California Chevy dealers. Hurry in for amazing offers on all models, including the brand new Equinox. Right now, qualified lessees with a current eligible lease can get a 2025 Equinox LT for around $249 a month for 36 months with $45.72 due at signing. Visit your local Chevy dealer or shop now at SoCalChevy.com. Your payments may vary.
You've got to be.
Nobody out and a runner aboard in the top half of the third inning. Jarvis is a fifth-round pick of the Brewers in 2018 and has yet to make his major league debut. Jarvis will take over on the hill for the Dodgers. Well, that's always scary to see.
It is absolutely frightening, and you consider the fact you're standing to begin with 60 feet 6 inches away. By the time you take your stride, you deliver the ball as the pitcher. You are such a vulnerable position. And fortunately, Bobby Miller was able to walk off under his own power. As you mentioned, has yet to leave the dugout. But that is absolutely frightening.
Well, we have a moment. We can remind you that the first 40,000 fans in attendance March 31st at Dodger Stadium receive an adult Dodgers hoodie courtesy of Bank of America. Visit Dodgers.com/promotions for more information. So we get back to it, and the batter is Moises Ballesteros. He is the designated hitter facing Justin Jarvis, who deals ball one. Ballesteros popped up to Kim, the second baseman, in the first inning. He's 0 for 1.
The Cubs trying to add some more offense Had an interesting offseason. Everybody was looking and say, well, what are they going to do? It was interesting, some of the comments. Jed Hoyer, their president of baseball operations, 3 different times when asked about, well, you're going to get players? What are you going to do with the signings? You're going to make trades?
Strike call to Ballesteros.
3 times, and here's the quote. We have constraints for off-season plans.
Ball 4 up high and 2 on. Yeah, you don't hear that often, but sounded like an honest comment.
Well, the Cubs have had such a popular following. And you start to think of the broadcast for decades over WGN, and they have changed that. I mean, Wrigleyville and what it has done, and the Ricketts family, and improving that entire neighborhood. The following has just been off the charts for Cub fans all around the country.
Pitch to Kevin Alcantara, who had a base hit in the first, is there for a strike. Well, you know it. You lived it. You were manning the outfield at Wrigley Field for the Cubs. Portion of your career. There's a hot shot through the hole left side. That's a base hit. Bush is going to round third. He'll come to the plate. It's a 3-2 ball game. Alcantara is now 2 for 2. He'll get his first run batted in.
And speaking of the Cubs, if we look at just last year, and this is a ball just down and went down and got it, hit it with some authority. I thought it was interesting also to look at some of the numbers. The Dodgers, for example, home runs. All right, fine. They were third in baseball, 233. You figure the Cubs playing at Wrigley Field, even though the wind blows in a lot as well, they were 20th in baseball in home runs with just 170, which kind of surprised me. I didn't think it would be that low. They were not, the standoff and home run hitting contest type of a club.
Shortstop Nicky Lopez fouls one away. Lopez 0 for 1 with a strikeout.
Where Chicago did a better job, earned run average of the team. They were 10th. The Dodgers were 13th. Both teams under 4.0. Both starters and relievers did a good job in that area. But the Cubs were 17th in offense. Dodgers were 4th in batting average. Runs scored, Dodgers were second best in baseball, 842. The Cubs 736. That's 12th. So middle of pack there. But the home run, the disparity, you figure, well, in that ballpark, friendly confines were not that friendly.
You figured they'd be more friendly.
Yeah. Well, I really felt that the 5 years that I played in Chicago, I thought the wind maybe blew in, if not 50% of the time, it may have blown in a little bit more than that. Oh, it's delightful when it's blowing out. I mean, it's laughable sometimes.
It's like 2 different ballparks.
Yes, absolutely.
Stretch by Jarvis and the pitch to Lopez. Outside, he's walked him, and now the tying run moves down to third base.
And go ahead, Fiducia looked like he was crossed up on that pitch.
5 straight have now reached here in the top of the third.
Well, look at Fiducia and the way he receives the ball. And Fiducia immediately went out to the mound and said, wait a minute, guys, let's get on this. Whether we're using electronic signs, we're going to use the physical signs. Let's make sure we're on the same page.
So in the age of PitchCom, that's typically the indicator when you see a catcher go out and talk to the pitcher that something was not quite right. And now he's going back to PitchCom.
Yep.
Well, the base is full of Cubs. And Reese McGuire, catcher, swings and misses. McGuire, originally drafted by the Pirates, played with the Blue Jays. And now here giving it a run in Chicago. 3-2 ball game in favor of the Dodgers. Jarvis delivers. That is low, blocked by Fiducia, 1-1. Now, this is the 154th season of Cubs baseball. They did not start in the National League 1876, they were one of the founding members of the National League. Before that, it was the National Association. And that's when Cubs baseball began.
And it was Wigan Park.
And they had a different name.
Yep.
They were the White Stockings. This one to right field. That's down. Cubs are going to take the lead here. Ballesteros comes in to score. Alcantara comes in, and sliding in with a 2-run double is Reese McGuire. It's now 4-3 Chicago.
Well, you get behind in counts, and then you leave one out over the plate. And that's hitter's delight.
Second and third. And still nobody out for the Cubs, who have already had a big inning and trying to mount one. Here's a ground ball to short. Runner's going to go from third and score. Mookie's there, throws to first. Bodie's got it for the out. And McGuire holds at second base. Nicky Lopez comes in to score. It's 5-3. Ground ball out by Christian Franklin. Gage Workman now, another left-handed batter up. He'll take a strike here. Workman had a base hit in the second inning. He was the last man to face Yoshinobu Yamamoto today. Runner at second, one out, and a 1-1. This one fouled away. So on the hill, it is Justin Jarvis. He was traded last July, or 2 Julys ago, I should say, to the Mets. A package that included Mark Canha. He went to the Mets, gets a swinging strike here. And Workman is out, and there are 2 gone. The Dodgers, back in mid-November, signed Jarvis to a minor league deal. That is how he arrived in the blue uniform. Now pitch a strike to James Triantos, who grounded out to third base to win the second. 5-3 Cubs lead, bottom the third coming up, and the Dodgers will have Max Muncy, Teoscar Hernandez, and James Outman leading off. Now, typical this time of the year anyway, 2 at-bats pretty much. Mookie Betts stayed in the field after his second at-bat.
Yeah, 2 at-bats are an hour, hour and a half.
Whatever comes first.
Yes. And from the veteran players, you have a pretty good gauge on exactly what's going to take place, on how your body is talking to you, and they understand fully well the shape that they're in. That's where spring training has really changed. You look over the decades, the players come in shape now. It used to be spring training to get into shape.
Pitch outside, and it's 3-1. Well, I mean, the guys come into camp early and they're already in shape.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think the off-season training programs too, and you look at what medical science has done.
Line drive center field and a base hit. McGuire comes around third. Here comes the throw. Ramps up off the mound, but McGuire gets to the plate first, and it's a 2-out RBI single for James Triantos. It's now 6-3 Cubs.
And the medical advances are talking about understanding the body, how you recuperate. The best way to fatigue muscles. How do you best handle those? Your diet on top of everything else. Then you add in the travel and the hours that these guys have. It's coming down to where you understand better how to physically be able to present yourself on the field in the toughest competition you can find.
Hunter Fiducia out to talk to Justin Jarvis. Dodgers would like nothing more than to get Jarvis one more out here, as Brujan will come up to bat for the second time this inning. He led off this inning, walking and stealing second, coming in to score a run. He scored on Michael Busch's line drive that struck the head of Bobby Miller. And Miller left the game. Get a report on Bobby. We'll pass it along. He left under his own power. Walked off the field. Ball 1 to Brujan. Next pitch for Jarvis will be his 28th of the inning. Foul back, 1 ball, 1 strike. It's a gorgeous afternoon, perfect day. February 20th, you don't know, you might need a jacket here, you might be a little chilly. Could be really windy, but it's very still here today. Sunny and inching toward the upper 70s.
Well, they're enjoying the sunshine. Just watching the local news earlier this morning, they say, look, it was already jam-packed at Camelback Ranch, Lindale, about 9:30 this morning, and they were cutting in and showing.
Brujan fouls the next one back, 1 and 2.
Put the blankets out on the grass, left center and right center. I mean, it's like the picnic weather. And baseball is back.
Looks like it, smells like it, feels like it. 2 and 2 now to Brujan.
And sounds like it.
All the sounds that you miss over the winter. The buzz of the crowd. 3 and 2, full count. That one's just outside. Jarvis does not want to extend this inning any longer. He'd like to throw a strike here and get out of it and get the Dodgers back to the plate. Here's the pitch. And he struck him out. Got him toward the outer half of the plate. Brujan strikes out for the second time in the game. Cubs strike for a few. It's now 6-3 Chicago.
Download the iHeartRadio app and listen to AM 570 LA Sports.
Anywhere, anytime.
Anywhere in the world.
Premier America Credit Union makes every day smoother with Premier Plus checking. No monthly fees, high dividends, and easy access to your funds.
Heading to the clubhouse in his own power. Evaluated there. And Max Muncy strokes one into right field for a leadoff single. 6-3, Cubs lead it, bottom of the third. And now the Dodgers strike right back. Muncy at first. Teoscar Hernandez coming up for the second time.
A little strange looking at that lineup today as we saw it was posted. And Muncy batting in the number 2 spot. First day, who's available, who's going to be playing, and many of the players understand. Look, I want to play a couple of games in a row.
Third baseman goes to second for one, on to first. That's a double play. So Workman to Triantos to Bush, and that's the second double play hit into around the horn by Teoscar Hernandez. So quickly, 2 men down. Two out, bases empty. Here's James Outman facing Brad Keller. 2 outs. Didn't get a chance to tell you about the Cub pitcher. Keller, right-hander. From the Red Sox farmhand. Diamondbacks as well. 8th-round pick by Arizona back in 2013. Flowery Branch, Georgia, with the White Sox. So he's with both Soxes last year, white and the red variety. One ball and 2 strikes to Outman. James and his family did take a vacation last year, just for a week. They went to Europe, went to Austria, spent a lot of time in Vienna. 1-2. And that's inside. He'd never been to Europe before. It was his first European adventure. Told me they landed in Munich and got talked into taking a bus from Munich to Vienna. I said, why don't you take the train? Trains in Europe are great. I said, live and learn. There's a swinging bunt. And McGuire throws him out at first base. So a quick inning for Keller and the Cubs as the Dodgers send 3 men to the plate, get 1 hit, and that's about it. 6-3 Chicago after 3.
AM 570.
LA's best sports talk.
The real home of the Dodgers.
Hey, this is Adrian Gonzalez. Daniels Jewelers is a proud sponsor of the Trip Around the Diamond and your family jeweler since 1948. Mention Home Run at any other stores to receive a free team bracelet and $50 off any purchase of $9.99.
How can you go from a
Looking at some video, the other thing that I noticed, not only the range going to his left and right, but also the arm strength. Made many plays going up the middle to field the ball to the backhand side, and the arm's still strong enough to get the ball over to first base with a little oomph on it.
Antonio Knowles, the new pitcher. Number 91 for the Dodgers, facing Ballesteros. Knowles pitch. And that's right there for a strike.
Well, we said earlier, if you're keeping score, write very small in your scorebook because there are going to be a lot of names.
There will be. We'll count them up after today.
Count them or weigh them?
We're gonna say it's going to be around 45 to 50 total. Did he go? He did not go. Well, ball and 2 strikes to Ballesteros, who was 0 for 1 with a walk and a run scored today for Chicago. Ball hit toward the middle of the infield. Mookie, one hands, and lobs on. He covered a lot of ground there. What a nice play.
And anticipation. Just in case you're still moving on the baseball. You see if you're watching the field and you see the pitch and a swing, if you're not seeing an infielder move or an outfielder move one step or another, they're not really anticipating. Well, Mookie Betts was on the move a lot right here. Ball hit up the middle. Field the ball in what may have been the normal second base position.
Knowles throws one home for a strike to Alcantara. Alcantara 2 for 2. 2 singles and an RBI and a run scored. Popped up right field. Teoscar Hernandez will pull it down in a 7-pitch inning for the pride of Key West, Florida, Antonio Knowles. 6-3 Cubs.
LA's best sports star. That's a good endorsement there.
AM 570 LA Sports.
California's #1 casino just got better. Yamamoto Resort and Casino at San Manuel is now the only AAA 5-diamond rated casino hotel in the country. Become a Club Serrano member today and enjoy added perks like exclusive.
How do you go from a wonder of the ancient world to the modern-day world champs to the Civil War, cricket, and a mythological origin story? Find out on Hall of Fame Connections.
During the offseason of 1888 to 1889, Spalding took a
We're in a really good spot. How did you feel in this one?
負けを確たするオープン戦1戦目でしたけどどうでしたか？しっかり、自分の投球ができたと思いますし、ヒットは打たれながらになりましたけど、今日無事登板ができたということはすごく良かったと思います。 Although I allowed a couple hits, but I believe because I could do what I wanted to do, and then that was great. I finished on my first game complete.
What are you looking to do for the kind of next steps as you continue to build up and get ready for that opening day in Tokyo?
東京に向けて次の登板、オープン戦の登板っていうのなんかこういうのを試したいこととかありますか？少しずつ、イニングも増えていくと思いますし、今日は、狙ったところに決められなかった、ボールも何球かあったので、そういったところをしっかり調整して、公式戦に向けて、少しずつステップアップしていけたらなと思います。I think I throw a couple more innings as I go deeper into the Cactus League, spring training game, and then I'd like to try a couple different things, get myself ready towards Tokyo, getting into it.
Eddie Rosario striking out looking as Hiro Sonoda is the translator for Yoshinobu Yamamoto. And all's well after the first inning and 2/3 for Yoshi. David Bodie, the first baseman, takes a strike. What was your thought, Mo, of Yamamoto?
You get that first appearance under your belt.
0-1, smacked to short, off the glove of Lopez and out of the left center field. Hot shot off the bat of Bodie.
Lopez looked like he went feeling for the baseball, and one of the reasons, I think, self-preservation. He realized that ball was hit like an absolute rocket. Almost 111 miles an hour off the bat. That's a good time to just yell out "Ole."
Ole.
Ole.
That'll be a base hit. You hit it almost 111, you get a base hit out of that. Here's Hunter Fiducia, the catcher. And he will take a pitch high and away for a ball. Let's check back in with Kirsten.
Yeah, Tim. So after Yoshinobu's outing, he was actually down here in the dugout talking really closely with Blake Snell, and he shared that the two of them have been building a really good relationship. They get breakfast pretty much every morning together. But today specifically, the conversation was a lot about his mechanics, some of the extension things he's working on, and so he said it's been really valuable just having him as a teammate to go over things like that.
Blake Snell's been very impressed with things around here, especially when Clayton Kershaw came to watch him throw a bullpen. He said it was one of the coolest things of his career. Swing and a miss by Fiducia.
Kirsten brings up a very good subject, because we see Yamamoto on days that he's pitching, even in between half innings in the dugout, will physically go through his delivery. I mean, he demands that it be precise all the time.
1-2 pitch. Strike 3 call. Keller strikes out his second man looking this inning. Well, remember last spring, the much anticipated start over in Surprise against the Texas Rangers. The first man that Yamamoto faced was Marcus Semien, who had just come off a World Series year. And he struck him out rather easily. And I think we were all impressed with our first look at him a year ago, and continue to remain impressed with Yamamoto. Here is his son Kim. And for the Heroes and the KBO next inning. One ball and one strike. And the 1-1 pitch now from Keller. Foul back, 1-2.
Seeing that Kim on that right hand, left-handed batter on the right hand, bottom hand just on the top with some Velcros. A hard plastic has been put there. You see Shohei Ohtani also do it. I don't know why more hitters don't put that there. More protection should they possibly be hit by a pitch.
1-2. Did he hold it? Looks like he may have. And it's 2-2. Last year hit .326, played in 127 games for the Heroes. Had a career high in home runs with 11. So he's not the guy that you're going to expect to hit the ball out of the ballpark all the time, but he does spray it around and hits for average.
You really want him on the base and then use the speed.
2-2 pitch from Keller. Just a little bit. And now the count full, 3-2. So the runner at first, Bodie, can get a head start. Looking forward to watching him develop and continue to develop. 3-2. Runner goes, and the ball is hit foul out of play a long way down the left field side. Bodie goes back to first. So in his first 2 plate appearances, he's worked the count full. He's seen a lot of pitches already today. There goes the runner, and the pitch is low, ball 4. So Kim draws the walk. Ha-Seong Kim goes down to first base. 2 on, 2 out for the Dodgers. And Dalton Rushing will be the batter. Craig Counsell looks like he wants to go to the bullpen. Usually when you see that clap, that means the ball's going to be handed to him next, and that's exactly what happened. So pitching change here in Glendale, bottom of the 4th, 2 on, 2 out. New Cub hurler on the way in.
Don't miss the President's Day event at all 44 Southern California Chevy dealers. Hurry in for amazing offers on all models, including the brand new Equinox. Right now, qualified leasees with a current eligible lease can get a 2025 Equinox LT for around $249 a month for 36 months.
Cubs, 25 starts in A-ball last year, went 1-5. Dodgers with 2 on and 2 out. Dalton Rushing is the batter. Rushing walked his first time up. He'll take a strike here. So we're starting to see some changes as we get to the midway point. A couple of at-bats in, or an hour or so. Foul tip for a strike. 0-2.
Well, at least the Dodgers in this inning will not do something they did in each of the first 3 innings. That was hit into a ground ball double play.
Zaire Hope is going to bat for Mookie Betts. So we'll get a chance to see him. I've not seen him in these exhibitions before. Breaking ball in there for a called strike. And Rushing goes down looking. So no runs for the Dodgers in the 4th. We'll head to the 5th. 6-3 Chicago.
When you want Dodgers, the only home is AM 570 LA Sports.
Premier America Credit Union makes every day smoother with Premier Plus checking. No monthly fees, high dividends, and easy access to your funds. Visit Premier America.
Chris Oakey crouching behind the plate. Dr. Fiducia's out. So Chris Oakey is in. That's the new battery, Robleski and Oakey. And a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike to Lopez. Lopez 0 for 1 with a walk and a run scored. Robleski kicks and deals, and this ball hit on the ground. That's into right center for a hit. Past Austin Gauthier, the second baseman. So that time in the game, Mo.
Right small in the scorebook.
Kind of take you around the horn. That's Ryan Ward at first base now. So Ward at first, Austin Gauthier at second. Sean McLean is the new shortstop. And Cody Hosey over at third. With Zaire Hope in left, Justin Dean in center, and Josue de Paula is in right. Popped up. First ball swinging was Reese McGuire. Foul ground right side. And Ryan Ward doesn't make the catch. Oh, it just spun away from him. It falls harmlessly in foul ground and gives McGuire new life.
Just not played very well to begin with.
Well, that's one that's got to be caught right there. And that should be charged an error, and it is.
Well, he had the sunglasses on, but whoops.
McGuire shows bunt, pulls the bat back. So we're on the radio TV simulcast today, both on radio and television. Hope you're enjoying the ball game, no matter where you are and which medium you've joined us through. A number of our games here in spring training will be simulcast. Another one tomorrow down in Mesa when the Dodgers and Cubs play again. Dodgers and Cubs will play the first 2 games before anybody else gets a game in Major League Baseball because they have the first 2 regular season games. They need the extra time. And they open the season in Japan March 18th and 19th. Here's the pitch. It's fouled back. So Dave Roberts has already announced the starters for the first 2 games. Yamamoto, who started here today, will pitch game 1 in Tokyo against the Cubs. Yesterday, I believe it was, the Cubs named Shoto Imanaga their opening day starter. So it'll be Imanaga against Yamamoto in game 1. And the pitch is low, blocked by Oki. And in game 2, Roki Sasaki, who threw here yesterday for the first time to live hitters, will get the start for the Dodgers in game 2. Went out to watch that on field 1 yesterday. The thing that struck me about Sasaki, he's way bigger than I thought he was. There's a ground ball to Gauthier. He goes the long way to second. They'll get the lead runner. So Lopez is retired 4-6. McGuire aboard. A 23-year-old, 2-time All-Star. Struck out 19 in a single game. A perfect game a couple of years ago on the 10th of April. So already extremely accomplished in only 23.
Well, I thought it was also amazing is that he was throwing to live hitters, and yet there was a crowd, not a gathering, an extremely large crowd behind home plate to watch him. And there was a comment, it was like someone showing off a brand new car.
Well, that's pretty much what they were doing. It was a luxury vehicle, that's for sure.
Exactly.
Well, he looked good too. You know, of the 2 innings that he threw, Dave Roberts saying today he thought the second inning was better, a little more comfortable. He threw the splitter a little bit more effectively. Pitch fouled away by Christian Franklin. But that's going to be the big pitch for him, is the splitter. It has been an absolutely devastating pitch to the opposition in Japan, and expect that hitters here in the States will have a bit of trouble with it too. 1-2 pitch. And Robleski is low.
Well, Tim, you come into spring training, it's very similar, to other experiences that we have. Whether you're going on a mound, at home plate as a hitter, defense as a fielder, it seems foreign to you the first couple of times that you're back out there again. It's been months since you have been there.
Line drive to the left. Zaire Hope coming in. He dives and he makes the catch. Zaire Hope. Great defensive play. He got underneath that sinking line drive off the bat of Franklin.
Tough to read the line drive, and especially if you've got a little hook action on that baseball with the top hand really coming through that hitting zone. Being able to track it and then to field it.
We'll see plenty of him in this exhibition season this year. He continues to move up the ladder.
But getting back to that first couple of appearances that you have, it does seem a little forward. Awkward, if you will. For example, okay, you go on vacation, maybe gone for what, week, 2 weeks possibly? Get back in your car. You haven't driven a car for a couple of weeks. Doesn't it seem at least a little foreign when you first get back in?
It does. Feels odd.
Yeah, well, try going on the mound and being pinpoint with accuracy. Try and go into home plate, pick up a bat that weighs 2 pounds, although we refer to it in ounces because it sounds lighter. And to hit a pitch. And to be able to defense in a ball that's hit, well, one's already been hit in this game, 111 miles an hour. It looks easy. Folks, it's not.
Gage Workman, third baseman, left-handed batter against the left-handed thrower Robleski. Hits it in the air to deep left. Heading back after it is Hope. Hope looking up, and this ball is gone. Just cleared the wall in left field, an opposite field home run for Workman. And the Cubs have extended their lead. They've got 8 runs up on the board.
Well, they'd like to put some runs up on the board. They were talking earlier about, the lack of runs, if you will, overall. They were in the middle of the pack, 12. The Dodgers were second in baseball in runs put up on the board.
Base is clear, 2 down. Triantos, second baseman, at the plate, but what a shot for Workman. It's his first spring home run. All chased for a strike. 1-1. One thing that, getting back to Sasaki, one thing that really struck me initially about him, that's how big he is. I didn't think he was as big as he is. He's a big guy, and he's going to be a presence on the mound. Considered the top prospect in baseball. Technically signed as a non-roster invite, but it's a paper technicality. A swing and a miss, and Triantos out on strikes. 2 runs in on the 2-run homer by Gage Workman. And the score now, the Cubs 8 and the Dodgers 3, heading to the bottom of the 5th.
I can turn my passion into a career.
I can get hands-on training for my dream job.
I can be ready for the in-demand careers of today and tomorrow.
Learn by collaborating and exploring when you enroll at a California community college. With more than 200 career education programs at your fingertips, your future.
wears and still wears it. So this kind of an oddity that both managers wore the same number for the same ball club. Zaire Hope pops up the first pitch, and the shortstop backing up to make the catch, Lopez, and there's one out. Saw Daniel Palencia comes on the pitch. Saw the number 16 jersey walking around here today.
Yeah.
Dodger jersey.
Yeah. He was told to leave.
On the back of it, he knew what day of the week it was. Too.
Yes. Well, no, not really.
It said Monday.
This is Thursday.
I guess he didn't know what day of the week it was. Here's Austin Gauthier. Gauthier, an infielder. Last year in a game against Cleveland here at Camelback Ranch, it was a night game. Gauthier hit an 8th inning grand slam that flipped the score and ended up giving the Dodgers a win in a game they had trailed the whole time. Opposite field homer too, and over the fence in right center.
He wound up with the biggest smile that you can imagine.
And I remember Kirsten was down there for an immediate interview with him, so he got the grand slam and an immediate TV interview. So it was a big day for Austin. Two balls and a strike to Gauthier. Right-handed batter waits. Palencia deals. Fouled off to the right. 2 balls in, 2 strikes. He saw a lot of time in the exhibitions last year. Played a lot second half of games and acquitted himself very, very well. Good year in the minors last year. Here's a 2-2. That's fouled away. So the last pitch that Palencia threw, he's a hard throwing right-hander. 100.2 miles per hour on February 20th. The hardest pitch of the game so far. Way inside, and Gauthier backs away from it.
Yeah, Gauthier, after getting out of the way of that one, he can attest to the fact that, yes, there's a little bit of smoke behind that pitch.
Full count. And the payoff from Palencia to Gauthier. Up high, ball 4. The Dodgers with a base runner.
Well, keep the ball off the ground. Mentioned earlier, the Dodgers already had hit into 3 ground ball double plays, all 3 over the first 3 innings. You know, all of last year, you look at 9 innings of the game, the Dodgers hit the most in any one 9-inning game, 3 double plays. But Teoscar Hernandez hit into 2 of those today.
He's just warming up. Just getting out there.
Well, hitters will say, hey, you hit in a double play if you strike out, have a little batting average. Do it in spring training and leave it there.
So Ryan Ward at the plate, first baseman. He played for Team USA this November in the Premier 12 tournament in Japan. And he is now one of the most popular players in Chinese Taipei, in Taiwan. I'll tell you why. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. He hit an 8th inning home run as Ward goes out to flip the score on Venezuela in a semifinal game. It knocked Venezuela out of the championship game, put Chinese Taipei into the gold medal game with Japan. So Ryan told me yesterday that there were so many people reaching out to him on social media that his phone turned off a couple of times. He said it was literally overloading. He said, I don't know who they were. They were all people who were fans of the Chinese Taipei team. And they now all know who Ryan Ward is because of that big home run he hit because they needed help. They needed the U.S. to beat Venezuela, and Ward's home run got it done. This is a very talented young man, 19 years of age, Josue de Paula. Born in the Dominican, grew up in New York, went back to the Dominican, and was eligible as an international free agent. And so that's how the Dodgers got him. Remember last year as an 18-year-old, he hit an opposite field home run here at Camelback Ranch. 1-1, that's down and in. As a young player, too, he does track a lot of pitches. He gets a lot of walks, which might give you an indication that he's got an idea when it comes to the strike zone, what it is and what it isn't. 2-1 fouled off.
Well, he's a big, strong young kid to begin with, and if you just watch how he tracks the pitches coming in. Pitch before that was a ball. He tracked it all the way to the catcher's mitt. But he's just very powerfully built.
Two outs and got there at first. 2-2 pitch. DePaula cracks one on the ground to second. And that's going to do it. As Josue DePaula is out. Dodgers will leave a man and we'll go to the 6th inning as Rick Monday is in the house.
Get him out of here.
AM 570.
LA's best sports talk.
The real home of the Dodgers.
It's the new year and you're looking to get a new car. Then head over to the Easy Choice sales event going on now at your Toyota dealer, where it's easy to choose a great lease or a low APR on Toyota's most popular models, like the all-hybrid Camry.
Watson here with us as well. Giovanni Gallegos, a veteran non-roster invite. Last year, 21 games with the Cardinals. Went 2-1. Facing Ben Coles of the Cubs, who is a right-handed hitter. But Gallegos trying to make this ball club as a non-roster invite. The roster's going to be a tough one to crack. Gallegos out of Mexico.
I think especially difficult if you're trying to get into that bullpen and make that list. I mean, you start to look back at the World Championship. The Dodgers went to the playoffs and think of the injuries that they had with their pitching staff. Their starters. What a job by the bullpen.
Little roller down to third. Cody Hosey charging barehanded, but he won't have a play. Coles is aboard. And the bullpen, and they like to call themselves the Dogs, right? But they were very, very, very tough. And when the temperature went down, they got hot. Blake Trinan back this year. And Landon Knack ready to go. Saw Bruzdar yesterday. Talked to Landon for a while yesterday. He said he just stopped for 2 weeks. Took a 2-week vacation after the parade and went right back to work.
So a lot of guys weren't in condition to do anything for 2 weeks after the parade. In fact, a few days leading up to the parade, they were not in the what do you consider tip-top shape.
Jonathan Long is the batter for Chicago. Here's Gallegos' next offer, the 0-1. Up inside, 1 ball, 1 strike. 5-run lead for the Cubs at a 6-run third inning.
Well, they've done a good job. Third time in the last 4 innings, the Cubs have had their leadoff man reach base.
In the air to center field, Justin Dean will move a few steps over toward right center and make the play. And the first out of the Cubs 6th. And Moises Ballesteros now will come to the plate. And talking about the bullpen, had a good chance to visit with some guys yesterday and talk to Michael Kopech for a while. And brief conversation with Evan Phillips. But, you know, those two guys are a little bit behind schedule. But it's not a huge deal at this point in time. There's no rush. You'd rather come back 100% than 95 or 99. So the bullpen that you see for opening day may not be what you see on May 1st or May 31st for that matter. But with the additions of Tanner Scott, Kirby Yates, and this Dodger bullpen has the opportunity to really shorten some games.
That's why I said in the open, last year the Dodgers are perceived as the Goliath of baseball. And well, Goliath got bigger, stronger, and better during the offseason.
Ballesteros pops this one up to center. Dean coming in. He'll make the catch, 2 down.
But you don't win things on paper. And the Dodgers took care of business last year when they really had to. Not only winning the division, their 12th consecutive playoff appearance, but they did not remain pat, as you mentioned. I mean, signing 6 new players that really have an impact, re-signing 4 more, extending Tommy Edman on top of it.
Haven't even mentioned Michael Conforto yet today.
Yeah.
But we'll get to him, don't worry.
There's another guy we haven't really mentioned. His name on the TV side was just up there. A guy with the last name of Kershaw.
Clayton came into camp, got all signed up, and he'll be looking to join the rotation at some point after the season begins. Check swing, a strike on appeal. The Gallegos with a 1-ball, 1-strike count on Pablo Aliendo.
Check swing was another issue that was brought up. Not an issue, it was a topic that was brought up in the conversation that we had just a few days ago with Major League Baseball on how it's going to be determined. Maybe appeal plays. You use an ABS system on a check swing. What determines a check swing? Was there intent to hit the baseball? Still a work in progress.
Runner goes, and the pitch is low for a ball. Throw down to second on a hop, goes into center field. But the runner does not advance any further. So Coles takes second. And the count goes to 2-2 on Aliendo.
They're really the best of throws. Not the easiest of pitches to be able to catch either, but you've got to knock the ball down at second base. Fortunately, you get the backup, but that ball had a lot of movement from left to right, from home plate to second base.
2-2, belted to left field, going back Hope. Hope on the track, he's at the wall, and he makes a terrific catch.
Wow.
Rosario Hope with a great grab up against the fence. He's made 2 really good defensive plays since entering the ball game.
AM AM 570.
LA's best sports talk.
The real home of the Dodgers.
LA Care Health Plan is the #1 choice for Medi-Cal in LA, offering free healthcare coverage for those who meet income requirements. With LA Care Medi-Cal, you get access to leading care throughout LA County, including doctor visits, urgent and emergency care, prescription coverage, and rides to your...
Pop quiz. How do you go from Captain Clutch to the Iron Horse through a milestone and a marathon? The answer is on Hall of Fame Connections.
The captain, Derek Sanderson Jeter, is one of the winningest players in Major League history. He was wearing these very batting gloves when he notched one of those most memorable hits, the 3,000th of his career.
Are we supposed to spit in them like they do the batting gloves?
No spitting. This is a non-spitting museum.
3,000! History with an exclamation point!
He's just the second player in history whose 3,000th hit was a home run. The first was a former teammate from the Yankees' 1996 World Series championship team. But before he began his Cooperstown-bound career, Boggs would cross paths with another future Hall of Famer. September 6, 1995, the Iron Man played his 2,000th 131st consecutive game, surpassing the unbreakable record of the Iron Horse.
Now that's how you pass the torch.
Catch every episode of Hall of Fame Connections on MLB.tv and discover your own connections to the game at baseballhall.org.
Bobblehead presented by Bank of America. Visit Dodgers.com/promotions. Boy, what a moment. What a moment. 8-3, bottom of the sixth. Lots of changes for the Cubs. Jack Neely is the new pitcher. He's facing Cody Hosey. Neely, 39 appearances out of the bullpen in the minor leagues last year. 1-1 and a 2.86 total. Hosey fouls it back. Hosey out of Tulane. First round pick in 2019. He's been gradually climbing the ladder. And he's getting closer and closer to getting big league ready now.
Boy, is he ever. He had some games last year also that you start to look at. He's got some power. He's a big guy.
And Hosey wraps it foul, third base side.
This is a fun time of spring training. Oh, we talked about, well, if you're keeping score, write small. But keep track of the names that you're writing down, because we have the opportunity in the early going in particular to see all of these young players we've been hearing about, reading about.
Waves and misses. That's strike three. Hosey.
It's a big deal for younger players. They say, hey, suit up for the A game.
I asked a few of the guys, I said, you know if you're in tomorrow? Nope, didn't know yet. He said, we'll find out tonight. This was yesterday. So talked to Hosey for a bit. He wasn't sure if he was going to be in or not, but he was looking forward to getting things going. That was for sure. Chris Oakey, he was also a member of the Premier 12 team that went over and played for Mike Scioscia, who was managing last November. The U.S. won the bronze. They had to play Venezuela again in the bronze medal game and won it. So they beat him back-to-back games. Well, one pitch to Oakey. One ball and one strike. Jack Neely facing Oki here. Neely's out of San Antonio. And a ground ball just wide of third, foul. Chase Strumpf is the new third baseman, by the way, for the Cubs. Ben Coles is at short. First baseman is Jonathan Long. And Dixon Machado over there at second base. Parker Chavers is the new center fielder. Cubs and Dodgers tomorrow. Dodgers will return the trip. We'll be over there at Sloan Park in Mesa, across the valley. Tony Gonsolin is expected to start for the Dodgers in that game. Looking forward to seeing him on the hill. It's been a while.
Yeah, he's looking forward to it as well.
I'm sure he is. We'll see the Catman pitch tomorrow. 3-2 pitch. And it's fouled back just above our heads here. This will be the 8th pitch of the at-bat to Chris Oki. And he chases one down and away. Ball's in the dirt, so it'll be thrown down to first to complete the strikeout. And there are 2 down for the Dodgers in the bottom of the 6th. You know, I saw here today, who's here, is the former manager of Samurai Japan and the Nippon Ham Fighters from Hokkaido is Hideki Kuriyama, who was Ohtani's manager with the Fighters. And of course with Team Japan in the World Baseball Classic, he managed Yamamoto and Sasaki as well. But he's here at camp today.
Highly thought of.
The more respected baseball men around the world. He was out in the backfields earlier today and taking
it all
in.
He's a baseball guy.
Yeah. Sean McClain, the shortstop, fouls it back. McClain's one of your guys, Mo. He's out of Arizona State.
Yeah, well, I didn't mention it.
Foul ground over there to get it is Long, and McClain is out. He's from Irvine, though. Southern Californian. Dodgers go in order in the bottom of the 6th. We'll head to the 7th inning with the Cubs up 8-3.
When you want Dodgers, the only home is AM 570 LA Sports.
California's #1 casino just got better. Yamamoto Resort and Casino at San Manuel is now the only AAA 5-diamond rated casino hotel in the country. Become a Club Serrano member today and enjoy added perks like exclusive.
Corey Seager, all eyes on him. He's ready to go. He's aggressive.
Here's a dude that swings 52% of the time on first pitches.
Corey Seager smashes a ball.
The ability to come together and compete every night. You know, that's what it's all about at this point for me.
Corey Seager does it again. This guy is doing it all. He's hitting bombs all the time.
Shohei Ohtani has changed the way we view what a baseball player can be.
Ohtani meeting the moment.
He's the most gifted baseball player we've ever seen.
Absolute rocket.
He's a unicorn.
Number 40 for Shohei. 40-40. Walk-off grand slam. No way. Shohei Ohtani, who is the greatest living player right now, just hit a 2-run bomb. Live. Bryce Harper is special. He's got a flair for the dramatic.
Bryce Harper for me is must-see TV.
You can't take your eyes off him.
We all love his feistiness.
Every time it's a big moment, Bryce Harper comes through.
That's what you always dream of, to put a city on your back and do that for your team.
And he did again! It is
of the coolest sports moments ever.
Tovar, he has been impressive.
He looks like he's locked in at that shortstop position.
Our guy could flat play defense on another level.
Oh, wow. Oh.
The World Series ring ceremony. There's a hot shot past the diving Hosey down the left field line. And Christian Olivo, the right fielder, heading around first and into second base with a leadoff stand-up double.
Olivo didn't waste any time at all. First pitch that he sees generated some good bat speed.
Didn't even get a chance to tell you who the Dodger pitcher is. It's Matt Sauer. He's seeing his first action from Santa Maria, California, Rigetti High School. Sauer getting his first Cactus League action with the Dodgers. Right-hander facing the third baseman Chase Strumpf. And throws a ball. 14 games last year with the Royals. No decisions. ERA is 7.7. Here's a 1-0 pitch from Sauer. Outside. 2 balls and no strikes for the right-handed hitting Strumpf. Yeah, lots of stuff coming up. We showed you the bobblehead dates too. We got an Ohtani bobblehead early in the season. Freddie Freeman. This ball drilled to right center. On the way after it is Dean. He makes the catch and holds the runner at second base with a good throw.
Oh, and what a good jump he had immediately off the crack of the bat. Playing a little bit over into right center field to begin with, but he just read that one like he knew it was coming. Perfect angle. Gets underneath it and then gets himself a good throwing position in order to stop the runner from even thinking about going to third.
Sometimes when you see a center fielder going in that direction, they'll spin around with the back to the infield. He didn't do that.
No.
He kept the play right in front of him. Dixon Machado, the second baseman. 1 out, 1 on. Ball low. Good play by Justin Dean in center field. Machado, 222 hitter last year in AAA Iowa. Now the ball drilled up the middle for a base hit. Olivo coming around third. There's the throw to the plate. He slides in head first and he's safe. And it's an RBI base hit for Machado. It's now 9-3 Cubs.
Yeah, the ball hit hard. See the dimension also of Dean. And the ball's left up out over the plate. But for Dean comes in, feels it. Strong throw, a little bit high. And from a coaching staff, from their perspective, these are the plays that you like to see. It's discussion. Okay, the throw was high. The runner at first chose not to advance to second base.
Parker Chambers, center fielder, foul tip for a strike. Runner at first. Chambers, 236 last year. 4 home runs in his time in the minor leagues. Left-handed batter looks out, and Sauer ready to deliver. Chopper foul. Sauer originally taken by the Yankees. Had been in the Yankees system up until last year. He was in AAA with the Yankees and AA for a point too. He was in Somerset in the Eastern League for 18 appearances. He had 10 to AAA. Scranton Wilkes-Barre. And the Royals got him. And when the Yankees came calling, Matt Sauer changed his plan. He looked like he was headed to the University of Arizona in Tucson to pitch. But he was drafted pretty high, second round. So he turned pro right out of high school. 2-2 pitch from Sauer. 3-2 now, pitch up high. And if you're joining us late, this is the first game that is using the ABS challenge system. Major League Baseball testing it here in a number of spring training games, both in Arizona and Florida. But this is the very first one. We've had one challenge so far. It was done by the starting pitcher for the Cubs, Cody Poteet. Ground ball to first. Ward steps on the bag, and they've got the man hung up. And he's going to get an unassisted double play. Good job by Ryan Ward. Stretch time, middle of the 7th. 9-3 Chicago.
AM 570.
LA's best sports talk.
The real home of the Dodgers.
Premier America Credit Union makes every day smoother with Premier Plus checking. No monthly fees, high dividends, and easy access to your funds. Visit premieramerica.com/earn-more. Federally insured by NCUA.
Marcus Lynn Betts, best player on the planet.
I love watching Mookie play.
On the Hall of Fame highway.
It's a blessing to have those expectations.
Goodness, and that one is gonna go. Mookie Betts, what a monster.
Got some more unfinished business to take care of.
Are you kidding me?
I try and do the best that I can in anything that I can control.
Nothing on a baseball field that Mookie Betts does not excel at.
All rise. Here comes the judge.
Judge is in a league of his own.
Aaron Judge is a special, special talent, man. I look at him like the best hitter in this generation.
And that one is gone!
See ya!
You come up here and you want to make a great impression. Hit every single at bat, really help the team.
Amazing performance by Judge!
He is everything that is good about the game of baseball.
Expect Jackson Churio or the Brewers to be a first-year phenom.
I mean, the tool set is just incredible.
You just run out of adjectives to describe the kid. First big league homer for Jackson Churio.
He's having so much fun. That team is having so much fun.
So much to like about this kid right here. The loft, the juice, everything's there.
He hits well beyond his age.
He's figured it out.
Bye-bye, baseball! Jackson Churio.
Rafael Devers stands in the batter's box, and he's a ribby machine.
This guy drives in 100 runs a year in his sleep. His bat plays.
He has earned his place among the elite hitters in the game.
Rafi Devers
for the Cubs on to pitch, facing Justin Dean. Dean fouls it back. Dean showing some good skills in center field, facing USC Trojan Brooks Kriske. Kriske on a Palm Desert. And a pitch on the inside edge for a called strike. A nice crowd here today at Camelback Ranch, Mo. It's just going to grow and grow and grow as spring training rolls along. I'll tell you, when the complex opens in the morning, I mean, the fans are lined up. Great crowds of fans come on to watch the early work. Very, very busy back in the backfields. It's fouled back by Dean.
Well, again, I watching the local news early this morning. They were doing a live shot from Camelback Ranch, Glendale, and said, hey, look, it's already packed and people coming in. I ran into a couple also, big Dodger fans. They just arrived, I think, yesterday.
1-2, swing and a miss, ball in the dirt. Dean sprinting down to first, but the ball beats him to the bag for the strikeout.
And I had a conversation with him, and I had conversations with Dodger fans, baseball fans, anybody on that end of it. They had a unique little ride. He said, yeah, it took us 3 days to get here. And I said, really, where'd you come from? He goes, Vero Beach, Florida. And I said, I left yesterday. I got here in 5 hours.
Yeah, no problem. Apparently they didn't have wings.
But it is amazing, is that people have been chomping at the bit. Obviously, the Dodger fans coming off of a world championship.
Griffin Lockwood Powell fouls one away out of Central Michigan. See, that's armpit to armpit right there.
Yeah. Billy Grabarkowitz would be very happy to see that many letters on the back of the uniform because Gabby, as he was called, constantly heard about it.
I'll give an early shout out to Alex Torres and the equipment staff for getting that done. That's a lot of letters to put on the back.
The Dodgers staff, by the way, the best in the business. And there's some good ones all around Major League Baseball.
They do an incredible job. 1-2 pitch. That's up high. 2-2. Brooks Kriske. You see, holds the ball. That split finger grip. This one popped up to the right side. Second baseman Dixon Machado on the lip of the outfield grass will make the catch for out number 2. Walker Powell is out. And Zaire Hope will come up and face Kriske.
Hope has already shown the leather 2 different times, a diving catch and then a catch just as he crashed against the left field wall. Been very impressive on the defensive side.
Oh, very good. Stafford, Virginia is where he went to high school, drafted by the Cubs, originally drafted by the Cubs. Not long ago either. July of 2023, where he was an 11th round pick. Considered one of the top prospects in the Arizona Fall League after that, when he was already with the Dodgers.
Those on the TV side, just watch how he coils with that upper part of his body as the pitch is about to come in to home plate. It's like he's winding up the spring. And if he likes the pitch, he'll unload on it.
So Hope came over from the Cubs in the deal for Michael Busch and Yency Almonte when they were both sent to the Cubs. The return for that was Hope, man at the plate.
That's what we're talking about. That front shoulder comes in, gets into really a solid hitting position.
Takes low. And he will head down to first base, ball 4. Wind starting to kick up just a little bit here at Camelback Ranch. 2-out walk issued, and Hope is aboard. Those flags had not had a workout at all today until just a minute or so ago. Also coming over in that deal with Hope is a left-handed pitcher named Jackson Ferris, who we'll get to see pretty soon in spring training. And reports on him are very auspicious. Very good.
Well, game 1, you're going to the dictionary, pulling out some heavy words.
What, very good?
Yes.
I got to roll out the word of the day once in a while. There's Gauthier, who looks at this pitch low. Well, after the walk to Hope, that's 5 walks today for Dodger hitters. And you look at what they did as an organization at the Major League level, the National League, second highest walk rate. So, you know, they do have a good opportunity when it comes to seeing a lot of pitches. They'll walk a lot.
But the cross-reference is they haven't done a whole lot even after getting the walks. You know, since Fiducia's double in the second inning. The Dodgers are just 2 for the last 17.
1 ball, 2 strike pitch to Gauther's high, 2-2.
Did you think there would be more challenges than the one that we saw in the first inning today?
Especially,
I mean, using the ABS system for those that are joining us late.
I did, especially this time of the game, 7th through the 9th. And Gauthier out on strikes. That does it for the Dodgers in the 7th. We go to the 8th. It's the Cubs leading the Dodgers 9-3.
AM 570.
LA's best sports talk.
The real home of the Dodgers.
At UCLA Health, discovery and innovation lead to the best care. Our doctors and nurses work tirelessly every day to bring you the best experience so you can live your best life. It's why we're consistently ranked as a top hospital nation.
Pete Alonso, franchise cornerstone, homegrown Met.
That's the guy you want to build your team around.
You know, Pete has turned into such an intelligent hitter.
If you hit it, it goes, that's for sure.
Oh, man, Pete got a hold of one.
There's not many guys who can do what he does from an offensive standpoint.
It's out of here, and the Mets win it! Into the second deck!
That ball was tattooed.
Polar Bear's a ribby machine.
Bryce Harper is special. He's got a flair for the dramatic.
Bryce Harper, for me, is must-see TV.
You can't take your eyes off him.
We all love his feistiness.
Every time it's a big moment, Bryce Harper comes through.
That's what you always dream of, to put a city on your back and do that for your team.
And he did it again! It is Bedlam at the bank!
One of the coolest sports moments ever.
Superstar center fielder Julio Rodriguez.
I think he's one of the faces of the game.
This kid is special beyond words.
Julio Rodriguez, listen, at the end of the day, this guy's a superstar.
Impossibly! Oh, what a play by Julio Rodriguez!
What a life!
This is the man right here.
I feel like we were pretty good spot to compete.
Another historic chapter!
If you're a baseball player and you want to watch just sheer joy in the way to play the baseball game, Jose Ramirez, look no further.
Every time he's locked and makes contact, it's a homer.
Jose Ramirez!
Wow!
When you Hernandez, Max Muncy had a visit with our own Kirsten Watson a little earlier.
Baseball's back. How did it feel just kind of get out there playing Cactus League game, but just a game in general?
Yeah, it's always good to be back. The first game is always, you don't know what you're going to get out there. You put the work in the off season, the short off season this year, and you never know really where you're going to be at until you get out there and start seeing game action. And it was fun. It was good to be back out on the field for sure, and just a lot of fun.
You've talked a lot about just the work that you, Mookie, really just the infield has been putting in, being at camp early. How did it just comfortability? How did it feel just kind of being out there? Obviously, only 4 innings, but still, just kind of be out there playing defense alongside each other.
It was good. Communication was good, and that was something that we put a lot of work in. Just how we're going to communicate, how we're going to talk to each other out there. Positioning wise, what we're going to do, how we're going to attack certain things, and it went pretty seamless. It was good. We still got to iron a couple things out, but. Like I was saying, you can't really replicate game action unless you're in a game. So that's something that we just got to get, more innings under our belt to be able to, figure out exactly what we want to do. But it went really well.
I know.
Max Muncy, his feet underneath him today. Max looks in good shape again this year.
It's important. It's a great observation. Is that you can work on things in practice. Say, well, okay, fine. I've got the range over here. You've got the range here. We're going to do this and that. Run downs. Everybody has a job to do. But then once you get into the competition, it's a different world than just working out. So, okay, we're going to work on rundowns. Okay, we're going to work on this. We're going to work on cutoffs and relays. It's different in game situation.
And Cole's the batter, the shortstop. Got an infield single and stole a base in the 6th inning. Which is up high and in.
The other part, too, you get sick and tired of working against your own guys.
Yeah.
Let's put it in other terms. I can see some fresh meat in the on the menu.
Yep. Well, you got to play these games. You got to get them going. And Dave Roberts was asked yesterday about playing so early. He goes, I wish I had a couple more days, but these guys are ready to go. All up in the infield and right there to play it is Austin Gauthier. He makes the catch for the first out of the Cub 8th.
Well, the reason spring training occupies as many days as it does is to make sure that the pitchers are ready and you're not going to have catastrophic injuries with the wear and tear on arms of the pitcher. You have to build up that strength. Position players can be ready much more rapidly.
Strike to Jonathan Long, the first baseman. Right-handed batter, 0 for 1. 9-3, Cubs with the lead. Dodgers got a home run today from Eddie Rosario, left fielder. He started there, veteran. Dodgers just signed him. And signed to a minor league deal, but he started the game today. And had the big hit for the Dodgers back in the second inning. But since then, it's been a little quiet. Not so much for the Cubs. 1-1. Up high, 2-1.
By the way, that leadoff single, that's 5 of the last 6 innings that the Cubs have had the leadoff man reach base safely. An area that they obviously want to improve upon. Can't score runs if you're not getting people on base.
The left-hander Jose Hernandez with the Pittsburgh Pirates last year. A pitch clock violation. That's our first one. Well, that'll be an automatic ball for Jonathan Long, and the count will go to 3-1 from 2-1. And Chris Oakey saying, hey, let's go. He can see the clock out in center field. Well, popped up foul right side. That's going to get up into the seats. Well, Hernandez did most of his work in AAA last year in Indianapolis in the International League. That's 7 appearances, 5 1/3 innings of work at the big league level with Pittsburgh. Spent some time in Oklahoma City as well. 16 appearances there, so he was on the move last year. Now he sends Jonathan Long on the move down to first base with a walk. So Ivan Berthrower will now come up and hit for Chicago. 2 on and 1 out. First and second for the Cubs. And in the DH spot for Moises Ballesteros, who got 4 plate appearances, 3 at bats. So the thrower will come up. Craig Counsell has moved everybody out of the lineup. Wave and a miss, strike 1.
We think.
Oh, we're not done yet. We still have time. I mean, there's people warming up in the bullpen. We'll have the body count after the game. Usually the first one, it's between 45 and 50. But we'll see what it is today. Swing and a miss, and it's 0-2. So far,
what, 16 pitchers into it?
Yep. If I had to tell you, is it more or less than 50? What would you guess right now in the 8th inning? Right to the backstop. And the runners move up on the wild pitch. What would you think? More?
Well, I would say, well, with 16 pitchers, I would say we're probably just went over the 50 marker. We're just about ready to touch it.
Close. It's been 36 hitters, so 52 total in the game so far. How about that?
Yeah, how about that?
52 and counting. But you know that going in. And you get ready for it.
Let's see how the infield is going to respond. Playing it tightly now.
Infield drawn in, 2-2 pitch. The thrower lifts one high and deep to left field. Hope going back. He looks up. It's a 3-run home run. And that was a bomb. Up over the retired numbers. Onto the pavilion up there in left field. That ball was mashed. And the Cubs get into double digits now. It is 12-3 Chicago. Pinch hit, 3-run homer.
The thrower hit it, admired it, and then looked into his own dugout for very good reason. He got all of it. That's the admiring it. Now look into the dugout after you toss the bat. There you go.
Right up over number 34. Boy, are we going to miss him. Fernando Valenzuela. Passing away last year, just our colleague. And thoughts still for the family. Still thinking about him. Still thinking about him a lot. Pablo Aliendo. He will take, and it's our Spanish broadcast crew, and in the middle, Luis Cruz, former big league infielder. And he is new to the team. Jose Mota on the left. And of course, Pepe, there he is. Little pop up left side of the infield. Shortstop Sean McLean is there, and he'll make the catch. So good to visit with Luis.
Well, they're bringing in a very nice man, and Luis dropped by a little bit nervous, understanding, and some big shoes. And great respect for Fernando. And one thing we told Luis, look, be yourself. That's why he's here. But we lost a dear friend in Fernando. Oh, he played magnificently and really changed the tenor, if you will, of pitching in Dodger baseball. But he was a wonderful friend, and we miss him dearly.
Christian Olivo fouls one back. 1 ball, 1 strike. Well, you had a front row seat to Fernando Mania in 1981. You were there, teammate of Fernando's, and that had to be an experience unlike any other.
Well, he being Fernando, really did what the great Roy Campanella used to address spring training opening day every year. He says, you've got to let that little child come out and play every once in a while. And Fernando was able to do that. He was able to channel and block out everything else that was happening around him with 50,000. And Fernando Mania, it turned into, every time he pitched, it was not only a baseball game, it turned into a fiesta.
Well, as Vin said early, and a child shall lead them.
And he did not pitch like a child. He pitched like he had already lived that game in that moment. Some other space.
This one popped up back of the plate. Oki with a chance, and it's going to climb the fence. A foul ball. I don't know if you've seen the new mural of Fernando in Boyle Heights right off the 101. Amazing.
I saw when he was just beginning.
It's completed. It's really, really good. Really great. This one smashed to left field. Hope in front of the wall on the track will reach up and make the catch, and that'll do it. So a loud top of the 8th inning, a 3-run homer by Brett Thrower, and the Cubs now with a 12-3 advantage.
It never ends! Dodger coverage morning till night. This is AM 570 LA Sports.
Step up to the plate with Jacoby & Myers, the official law firm of the Los Angeles Dodgers. With over 50 years of experience and more than $2 billion in settlements, no one hits it out of the park for clients like Jacoby & Myers.
If you're a baseball player and you want to watch just sheer joy in the way to play the baseball game, Jose Ramirez, look no further.
Every time he's locked and makes contact, it's a homer.
Jose Ramirez!
Wow! When you are a star player, it is not just home runs, it's all the things you do. That's the beauty of the sport.
Jose Ramirez putting on the Ritz.
Oh, that was outstanding.
What better for the game of baseball?
Corey Seager, all eyes on him. He's ready to go. He's aggressive.
Here's a dude that swings 52% of the time on first pitches.
Corey Seager smashes the ball.
The ability to be able to come together and compete every night. You know, that's what it's all about at this point for me.
Corey Seager!
This guy is doing it all.
He's hitting bombs all the time.
All rise. Here comes the judge.
Judge is in a league of his own.
Aaron Judge is a special talent, man. I look at him like the best hitter in this generation.
And that one is gone!
See ya!
You come up here and you want to make a great impression. Hit every single at-bat, really help the team.
Amazing performance by Judge!
He is everything that is good about the game of baseball.
Bobby Wood Jr. is an absolute superstar in the making.
I've never seen anything like him.
He's one of the best players in baseball.
Highlight reel play, Bobby Wood Jr.
That's why we call him Bobby Baseball.
Their first Cactus League game, how did it feel for you?
그래서 첫 번째 스프링 트레이닝 게임 하셨는데 기분이 어떠십니까?
뭐 아쉬운 점도 있고 또 설렘도 있었기 때문에 뭐 일단 좋았던 것 같습니다.
Yeah, it was overall good. I mean, I feel like I could have done better, but good stuff and bad stuff, and I was just happy to be out there.
What do you think has been the biggest transition for you? Has it been facing the big league hitters over here, or pitchers over here? What have you found to be just the biggest difference?
그래서 이제 메이저리그 선수들하고 오늘 상대를 했는데 뭐 가장 큰 차이점이 무엇이었는지?
일단 뭐 구속이 전체적으로 조금씩 빨랐고 그런 투수의 다른 점보다 수비에서 이런 팀 이런 플레이라던가 그런 동선이 좀 헷갈렸다고.
Higher velocity, but wasn't that far different from like pitchers from Korea. But when he was playing infield on the defensive side, after strikeouts, the routine stuff, that was like the confusing part, but he's working that out.
How has it been just being with the guys and kind of building the relationships? We see you all on the field, whether it's doing defensive drills, kind of the excitement getting you ready for the atmosphere at Dodger Stadium. But how has that side of it been, building the relationships?
그래서 팀 동료들과 이제 연습할 때도 재밌게 하고 다저 스타디움에서 경기하는 것처럼 이렇게 응원도 해주고 이러면서 더 친해지고 있는데 그런 부분들은 잘 적응하고 계시는지?
네, 뭐 일단 분위기 좋게 항상 해줘서 적응하는 데는 문제 없고 적응 말고 이제 실력으로 증명해서 다저 스타디움에 살 수 있게 해야 될 것 같습니다.
Yeah, everyone's been welcoming, and the transition period hasn't been a problem because everyone's been so great to me so far. But now it's time to show a bit of more results and show that I'm ready to play in Dodger Stadium.
Well, that's the name of the game. Get to Dodger Stadium. Son Kim, the interpreter, the translator for Kim is Dean Kim. We'll see a lot of Dean. Talked to Dean earlier today. So he'll be doing translating for Son Kim. And Kirsten, you've got a little bit more on that.
Yeah, so one of my favorite moments of this spring has been when the infielders are doing defensive drills in the backfield. So they do this game where everyone has to make the play for the drill to be over, and they make sure that Haesung is the last guy to do it. One adds a little bit more pressure, get him ready, but then Mookie Betts will be leading the Let's Go Dodgers chant during this moment, and then afterwards everyone's jumping up and down. So it's been fun just seeing how he's been not only been a part of it, making those plays, ending the drill, but how all the teammates around him have been celebrating him, so that not only is he ready just for being alongside these guys, but for the excitement and just the atmosphere of Dodger Stadium.
Yeah, they've done a good job making him feel welcome. It's not easy when you played elsewhere and you've got to come to a country you're not as familiar with to play. The language is certainly one thing, and customs another, and baseball customs too. Josue De Paula draws a walk, and he is down at first base. Ryan Ward fly deep to left, and here's Cody Hosey. Hosey struck out swinging in the sixth. Nothing in one, a swing and a miss.
Can you imagine how difficult it must be? Language, culture.
Strike two to Hosey.
You're talking about diet, where are you going to go, how you establish it. One of the things the Dodgers have been able to do remarkably well is to help those players understand their culture and what is comfortable for them.
He strikes out on 3 pitches, 2 down.
I mean, where do you go to eat? Where the hell are you living in? I mean, it's amazing. I mean, we have enough trouble going around in our own country using navigation systems in our cars. That's just to get from point A to point B. That puts everything else on the periphery.
Chris Oakey takes a pitch outside from Frankie Scalzo Jr. 2 out, 1 on, 12-3 Cubs. Oakey's 0 for 1. Up in the air to right, shallow. And this ball is going to fall in fair. And into second is Oakey. Around third and scoring is DePaula. DePaula running on contact with 2 out, kept on going, and the Dodgers pick up a run. It's 12-4.
Little things that young players do, knowing that there are 2 outs. Go ahead and run, and not only run, but run hard with a purpose. All-out effort to be able to catch the ball down the right field line. And actually a strong throw. In the last 90 feet, he put it into high gear.
Here's Sean McLean, the shortstop. His brother, Matt McLean. One ball and 1 strike. Saw some video the other day on McLean. He hitting an absolute nuke to left field here in the Arizona Fall League. He's got some pop in the bat.
Got a challenge.
So here is the second ABS challenge. Let's see.
The ball is correct. The count is 2-1.
So it is a ball.
.6 inches.
Challenge correct. And home plate umpire Tony Randazzo forgot to turn his microphone off to the crowd. They just heard his call down there. Anyway, 3-1 to McLean. That was a ripped foul down past third. Dino Ebel had to duck to get out of the way. So that's the second look at the ABS. Doesn't take very long. And you can see what the graphic we showed you, they show on the scoreboard at the ballpark. This is what they've been doing in the minor leagues. And it's kind of interesting, I think, from the fan perspective. They can see it about the same time that you do at home and get an idea whether the call was right or not, whether the challenge was worthwhile. Payoff pitch, breaking ball high, ball 4. McLean draws the walk. Oakey is at second. And the person that challenged it was the Cubs catcher. Right? He taps the head, that's the signal. Only the pitcher, catcher, and the hitter can challenge. Nobody else. Can't get any assistance from the bench or the crowd or anywhere. These are the rules. And it's got to be made immediately after the call. And we tell you the result.
In tight games, it's really going to get interesting.
So you look at different scenarios as Justin Dean's back at the plate. Let's say bases are loaded, you got a full count, right? It's a tie game. You got a challenge in your pocket, you're going to use it, right? More than likely. There's a ground ball to short. Coles with it, shovels onto second base to get the force out that retires the side. We go to the 9th inning at Camelback Ranch. Dodgers pick up a run. It's 12-4 Chicago.
AM 570 LA Sports.
For over 35 years, Zenshi has been perfecting the art of handcrafted sushi. Each roll, a masterpiece, is made fresh daily with precision, passion, and a tradition you can taste. Now experience Zenshi's legendary sushi, conveniently located at your local supermarket.
Rafael Devers stands in the batter's box, and he's a ribby machine. This guy drives in 100 runs a year. In his sleep, his bat plays.
He has earned his place among the elite hitters in the game.
Rafi Devers strikes again.
He is spectacular.
He's a franchise-type player. Devers' offense is legit.
Out of sight.
He just smashes.
Ridiculous.
Oh, Rafi.
Corey Seager, all eyes on him.
He's ready to go. He's aggressive.
Here's a dude that swings 52% of the time on first pitches.
Corey Seager smashes the ball.
The ability to be able to come together and compete every night. You know, that's what it's all about at this point for me.
Corey Seager does it again.
This guy is doing it all.
He's hitting bombs all the time.
Expect Jackson Churio of the Brewers to be a first-year phenom.
I mean, the tool set is just incredible.
You just run out of adjectives to describe the kid.
First big league homer for Jackson Churio.
He's having so much fun. That team is having so much fun.
So much to like about this kid right here. The loft, the juice, everything's there. He hits well beyond his age.
He's figured it out.
Bye-bye baseball. Jackson Churio.
This is a ace. This is a franchise turner.
I'm ready to compete.
He struck him out. 100 miles an hour.
He has not disappointed.
Be even playing in Wrigley Field, it is super humbling.
101 in the zone.
He's dominant. The field and walk to the clubhouse. And we don't have a further update on him at this point in time, but that happened earlier in the game. A very scary moment in this ballgame. On top of the ninth, and it is Sam Carlson on the hill now for the Dodgers. And he is facing the third baseman, Chase Strumpf. In Tulsa, 44 appearances, 4-2. Opponents at 267 against him. Carlson from Burnsville, Minnesota. Fires one inside to Strumpf. The Dodgers scored 3 runs in the second inning. And then the Cubs exploded for 6 in the third, 2 more in the fifth. 1 in the seventh, 3 more in the eighth. And then the Dodgers picked up a single run in the eighth. Strumpf goes down to first on the walk. Leadoff walk here in the ninth. Here's Dixon Machado. And here is the stretch of the pitch. He spun one up there at 81. But it's inside, ball 1.
Yeah, the leadoff hitter for the Cubs gets the board.
That's 6 out of 7.
Which is significant, yeah. You start to look at it, he had the second lowest on base percentage leading off innings in the National League last year.
Two balls, no strikes to Machado. And Carlson, drafted by the Mariners in the second round, 2017. He was going to pitch in Florida, University of. Look, as a second rounder. Turned pro. He has not made his major league debut yet. He did miss pretty much 2 seasons, almost 2 full seasons with Tommy John surgery. 18 and 19, had to recover from that. Two to Machado from Sam Carlson. Pitch inside, and it's now 3-0, so he's going to find a strike here.
7 pitches, and none of them have found the strike zone thus far.
3-0 to Dixon Machado. And it's high and in, ball 4. He's walked the first 2 men. 2-1, nobody out. Well, you got to be happy to be back in Arizona, Mo. It's a place you've spent a lot of your life.
Yeah, they let me back in.
Surprisingly, they did it again.
When will they learn?
Still using that fake ID?
It's working.
Chavers, the center fielder, and he takes a strike. So that's the first strike drilled in there by Carlson. Of course, Rick went to college here. We'll cover that while we're in Arizona. But he got a new accolade last year. He's now in the Cactus League Hall of Fame. Swing and a miss. 0-2 to Parker Chavers. How does it feel, Mo, to be in the Cactus League Hall of Fame?
I'll tell you what. I don't know how I was able to function prior to that. No, it's a big honor. If you start to look at all the years, spring training here in the Valley of the Sun. It was and then you look at the people that have been inducted. It was very nice honor, and a wonderful commemorative plaque.
And you were inducted last spring. Now a 1-2 on the way from Carlson to Chavers. Swung on and a base hit opposite way to left. Runners will hold, and with nobody out, the bases will be full. So 2 walks and a single for the Cubs here in the 9th. You actually lived here for a little while too. After
lived here, yep. Had a business here for a period of time, and now just watching the Arizona State program get bigger and more exposure.
Pitch inside to Preciado, Reginald Preciado, who's in left field now for the Cubs. You take a little interest in college football this year with what the Sun Devils did?
Arizona State did advance, but I had no idea why they didn't go for the 1 field goal. You got to put points up on the board. Other than that, didn't affect me at all.
You're still thinking about it heavily on the 20th of February. Bases loaded and a 1-1 pitch from Carlson. That's fouled away.
For Carlson right now, come back in because Preciado, that's back-to-back foul balls, and that ball has been right on him in a hurry inside, and he's not handled it very well at all. The barrel of the bat's been lagging.
Carlson, sinker slider guy, got the slider there, and a swing and a miss. Struck him out. Preciado is out, and that's the first out of the Cub 9th.
Yeah, Preciado may be thinking, hey, wait a minute, I don't want to get jammed the 3rd time in a row. Well, you got a spinner. So what happens sometimes, you outsmart yourself as a hitter. Think, I got to cheat a little bit, I've got to open up a little bit, I'm going to come inside, I've not handled the ball, and then you get, whoops.
Strike to the shortstop, then Coles. Oh, 1 pitch is hit up in the air, shallow center. Justin Dean settling under it. He'll make the catch. Runners won't go as Dean makes a throw right out in front of home plate. And that holds the runners, and there are 2 men out.
Yeah, shallow enough. You know, you like to have the cutoff man that is going to be hit, but everything else, people were in the right position. Pitcher's backing up home plate. Second base was going to be covered just in case something was going on. Third baseman was right there in case you get the runner a little bit antsy, takes off, get him in a rundown.
First baseman Jonathan Long walked and scored last time up in the 8th. Slider in for a strike.
Early on in spring training, we heard Dave Roberts talk about this quite often. After games, talking to the coaching staff, it's not necessarily if you win or lose the game. How did they play the game? What do they need to work on? Do they see a weakness? Do they see something and say, look, we need to work on this in a drill. We need to have a little bit more awareness here and there. And in particular, I think if you're talking about the younger players.
Here comes a 1-ball, 1-strike pitch from Carlson. That one is lined to center, and over there to get it is Dean. So Carlson walks the tightrope without a net and doesn't give up a run. Gets away with 2 walks and a hit. We go to the bottom of the ninth, 12-4 Chicago.
LA's best sports talk. That's a good endorsement there.
AM 570 LA Sports.
Hey, this is Adrian Gonzalez. Daniels Jewelers is a proud sponsor of the Trip Around the Diamond and your family jeweler since 1948. Mention Home Run at any of their stores to receive a free team bracelet and $50 off any purchase of $99 or more.
Marcus Lynn Betts, best player on the planet.
I love watching Mookie play.
On the Hall of Fame highway.
It's a blessing to have those expectations.
Goodness, and that one is gonna go. Mookie Betts, what a monster.
Got some more unfinished business to take care of.
Are you kidding me?
I try and do the best that I can in anything that I can control.
Nothing on a baseball field that Mookie Betts does not excel at.
Tovar, he has been impressive. He looks like he's locked in at that shortstop position.
Our guy could flat play defense on another level.
Oh, wow. Oh, man.
He's got good hands, good balance at the plate, hits the ball to all fields.
How about that Ezequiel Tovar? Ezequiel Tovar does it. Man, is Tovar special.
Look for big things for him in the near future.
Shohei Ohtani has changed the way we view what a baseball player can be.
Ohtani meeting the moment.
He's the most gifted baseball player we've ever seen.
Absolute rocket.
He's a unicorn.
Number 40 for Shohei. 40-40. Walk-off grand slam. No way.
Shohei Ohtani, who is the greatest living player right now, just hit a 2-run bomb live.
This is a ace. This is a franchise turner.
I'm ready to compete.
That looks 12-4 in the line score. 15 hits for the Cubs, just 6 for the Dodgers. Euchert is now pitching for the Cubs, the right-hander, facing Griffin Lockwood Powell. Euchert last year in Double-A Knoxville, 0-2 for the Smokies. Pitch outside, and the count 1-1. 1-ball, 1-strike pitch, fouled back. But Tony Gonsolin's going to pitch tomorrow, Mo. I mentioned that earlier in the game, but Dave Roberts telling us today he's going to start tomorrow over in Mesa. I know Miguel Rojas is going to play short. He told me yesterday he's going to play short. There's a base hit to left field for Lockwood Powell. Oh, that's a leadoff single. Dodgers with a man aboard in the bottom of the ninth.
Interesting story you were relating before the ball game in your conversation with Rojas, and the injury that he had was much more extensive than what people even thought.
Yeah, he had surgery. I think he said November 12th. He told me yesterday about it. It's kind of a more of a serious sports hernia, like a core injury. And you get that all fixed up, and then he came back with an infection after that. Kept him down for a little bit. Ground ball to first. Over to short, back to first, double play, 1 out to go. 3-6-3. Zaire Hope hits into the double play. But Rojas did tell me he's feeling great and he's ready to go. And he said, I can't wait for Friday. Okay, ready for the player total, Mo?
Yes. Sock it to me.
55 here in game 1. 55 combined players today. Austin Gauthier is one of them. Gauthier walked and struck out. He is the last hope for the Dodgers today. It's this one deep to the right field corner. It is heading back toward the corner, and that's a foul ball. Sliced the wrong side of the line.
So 55, huh?
Yes, sir. About, it's right in the neighborhood of what we expected today. Probably see the same tomorrow. And as the games go along, fewer and fewer, as the regulars will take more than 2 at-bats. They'll eventually get 3 and 4.
Well, my prediction was correct. 19 pitchers.
They hit that on the nose. Yep. Ball to Gauthier, 2 balls and a strike. For our radio listeners, we get a little wrap-up post-game. TV will be signing off shortly as the Dodgers are down to their last strike here this afternoon in the first game of the Cactus League season. You did know that about the radio postgame, right? Didn't want you running out the door. 2-2.
Yeah, I noticed that when they locked it from the outside.
Get people standing guard out there. 3-2 to Gauthier. Ryan Ward's hoping for a chance. He's on deck. And the payoff pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and the ball game is over. And that's how it starts for the world champs here in 2025. As the Cubs come in and get a 12-4 victory. And the Dodgers will have a chance to get even tomorrow. So 12-4 the final. Join us tomorrow on Sportsnet LA and AM 570 for a rematch with the Cubs, noon Pacific time. Radio pregame begins at 11:30. For Rick Monday, Kirsten Watson, I'm Tim Neverett. Down the TV side, stay tuned for Access Sportsnet Dodgers. So long for now from Glendale, Arizona.
AM 570.
LA's best sports talk.
The real home of the Dodgers.
Life moves fast. It's fierce, persistent, determined. At City of Hope, we are too. Relentless in our cancer research and breaking new ground, our discoveries are reaching patients with life-saving speed.